Doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and 3 toes. I will beat your ass.
Welcome to the One Ass Cheek and 3 Toes. I am your host, Nate the Great, and I got my guys here, Mr. B Trilla and Mr. J. How y'all fellas doing?
Good, man. Good. What's going on?
Yeah. Welcome to Happy Tuesday. This is our new show, our new time. Y'all excited?
Yeah, man. Excited. Can't wait for football. Finally got our first little fix of real football. So.
Yeah. It's real football, yes.
Real football.
Hey, man, football is football to me. I don't care. As long as they're hitting and making plays, that's football to me. But, yeah, the season is upon us. Probably, I think, maybe 4 weeks away, I think, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Basically, yeah.
Weeks away from college. Jay, you excited about your Michigan Wolverines?
Of course I am, man. How can I not be?
Yeah. B, you're a Wolverine fan, right?
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, both of y'all Wolverine fans.
I didn't know you were a Wolverine fan. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe not as much of a fanboy as you are.
Hey, be that way. I mean, I'm probably not. No, because I like, I go for all my Michigan schools. If Central's doing good, Western, Eastern, if Michigan State's doing fine, whatever, Yeah. But Michigan is my home.
Yeah, and I'm excited for Aggie football coming up. Go Aggies! Excited for hopefully a great season. It's going to be fun. Always good football in the SEC. But anyways, we'll get to that at some time. Well, let's go ahead and get started, guys. We have a good lineup today of a lot of stuff going on, so let's just dive into it. Mr. J, what news do you got for us today?
All right, so I just want to start off with a little bit of Lions news. So last week, game against the Chargers, first quarterback they had starting was Kyle Allen. Didn't do so well, and they had Hendon Hooker starting in the second half. This week, they're going to have Hendon Hooker start off. They announced that they're going to have Hendon Hooker as a starting quarterback until halftime. Then they'll bring Kyle Allen in. I just want to know, what do you guys think of the quarterback, the backup quarterback controversy? What do you guys think?
Go ahead, B.
It ain't looking good for the first game, at least. Both of them sucked.
Mm-hmm.
To tell you the truth, they weren't. For a bunch of training camp, I'm gonna give them a pass because it was their first preseason game. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna give them a pass, and they were out there with the other lower tier players. So I'm gonna give them a pass on this. I want to see Hooker do better in the second game. He's starting. I think Kyle Allen is. I'm not going to call him trash because no NFL player is trash. He's just not a very good NFL player. I'll put it that way.
He's just a guy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's been in the league, 7 years, already been on 6 different teams, including the Lions. I feel like we know who Kyle Allen is, right? I mean, let's just be honest. I feel like they should give Hendon Hooker the whole game. I know a lot of people may disagree with that because you want to just really see what you have, but you took Hendon Hooker in the third, fourth round. You knew that he was going to have to contribute in some kind of way. So why not just go out there and see what he has? What do you got to lose?
Well,
I mean,
so to
really
push back on that, because you have been vocal about that point, you're not going to play your second string starters a whole game. So the reason why you put Hooker in the beginning is because you're going to be playing him with guys like Tesla, maybe Patrick, maybe Lovett. You know, he's going to have a lot of opportunity to get the ball to his pass catchers, but they're only going to be there for probably a half at the most. And that's fine. I don't want them out there that long because that's when injuries happen. Then people complain, well, why were they out there so long? They shouldn't have been out there, you know? So I think that's the reason why Hooker's not going to be out there the whole game. Plus, you still got Kyle Allen in the camp. You have to give him reps, you know? So I do think it's interesting if both do suck this game, you're definitely going to see the Lions going for another quarterback. I don't see them sitting on their hands and allowing another bad game with Hooker and Allen when they got 2 more games. I think they'll go out and get another quarterback. Maybe they'll bring back Jake Fromm. Maybe they'll go back. Teddy Bridgewater did sign with the Tampa Bay Bucks, so he's off the table. But there is a lot of teams that have a lot of quarterbacks, so I think the Lions will be looking at the waiver wire and look who cuts will start happening this week or this coming up week. So you'll see the Lions making some moves on the quarterback.
Think about this, Nate, really quick. I know you're saying like injuries could happen or whatever, but I mean, let's just be honest. At this point, we have to risk that because you really don't know what you have. You don't want to go into the season with like an unsure second string quarterback, and they haven't made any moves. There hasn't been any speculation of them making any moves or anything right now. And the guy that has been most reliable for them to be the backup just signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, you know, I think that if you give Hendon Hooker that, you give him that autonomy to just say, hey, you know what? Go out there and play your game. Be that quarterback to start. And what else do they have to lose?
I think honestly, I mean, this game is probably usually a dress rehearsal for a lot of the starters. And then after that, they don't play anymore. Mm-hmm. So you might see some starters against Hooker on defense. And even if there's not any starters on defense, Hooker's going to get a whole half, man. If Hooker can't play well in a half, I don't want to see him play for another half if it's bad. You know what I'm saying? Like if he stinks it up in the first half, I don't want to see another half of him. You know, like I want to see Kyle Allen, see if he can, you know, play a better game. I mean, you still got to give him reps. That's what I'm trying to say. You can't
that's true.
You can't just sit somebody.
With Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, really quick before we move on, I just want to say, like, we know Dan Campbell give everybody a chance. He said you get the chance to prove yourself, and that's what they're doing with Kyle Allen. It's just now I feel like we're just wasting that time and we're just kind of spinning the wheels and going nowhere because Kyle Allen, he's just not it. We've seen it. We know it. He was here last season. He's just not it, right? I think that they brought him in because they thought he could be a reliable backup, but now
they brought him for competition with Hooker. That's all they brought him in for. Seriously. I don't think they saw them taking the backup position. I think they wanted to light some fire under Hooker's ass and bring in somebody else to compete. That's all it was.
I'd rather put Jake Fromm in there to back him up than that dude. That dude stinks. I mean, he was in Carolina when they didn't have any quarterbacks and he was competing for the number one and still couldn't win the job. He's not a good quarterback. He's one of those guys that you do put in. If all your quarterbacks go down, he would be the guy you put in there. But other than that,
absolutely, man. That should be that's writing on the wall for it to be Hendon Hooker's job. You know, like that should be Hendon Hooker's job for sure. Like it should be no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And that's why I say give him the opportunity because it seemed like he's kind of been shelled a little bit, like kind of tucked away, and we really hadn't seen what his full potential is.
His confidence is real. His confidence is really shaky right now.
You know, and if you just be like, hey, go out there and give him that chance, what the hell do you have to lose? Really?
I'm gonna throw a name out to y'all real quick because I was thinking about this earlier. Even though it is our rivals, I think there possibly could be a chance that maybe, you know, getting him. But what do y'all think about maybe trying to get Malik Willis if he becomes available?
No. I don't think he will because I would like it. I think that would be possibly good, but I don't think it'll happen just because Jordan Love has an injury history right now, especially with that leg. We don't know how healthy he is. He can start out healthy, but is it going to be something that affects him in the future time? I don't think Green Bay lets him go.
Well, I don't know where Willis stands in the pecking order right now because I know they got two of the quarterbacks that I think
he's definitely above Clifford.
Oh, absolutely.
But they like Clifford. That's another guy to mention. They do like Clifford.
Jordan Love went down. Malik Willis stepped up.
The Whackers.
Fair. Okay.
All
All right, moving on. What you got, Jay?
Yeah. All right. So, Kyron Williams, he inked a 3-year deal where it was $33 million for 3 years. Yep. Got a $33 million extension. Yeah. So I just want to ask, what do you guys think about this? It was a time last year, 2 years ago, where teams were hesitant to pay running backs. Now everybody's getting extensions. David Montgomery got an extension. Saquon Barkley got an extension. Jonathan Taylor got an extension. And now you got Kyron Williams. What do you guys think about that? Are running backs really starting to earn their keep?
Go ahead, B.
I mean, running backs have always been earning their keep. Running backs matter in this league. You can't have an effective passing game without a good running game. And whoever started that narrative when that happened, they're a bunch of idiots. That's why I don't listen to nobody. And see, people say, "Oh, then your owners are the NFL guy." Man, shut up! Y'all don't know nothing about football half the damn time. You just own a team and put people in charge. That's what you do. So I don't want to hear that crap. The narrative was bad. They messed that up. Running backs matter, and they know it. And this is why they're starting to get paid. And this is why you see a lot of running backs holding out and asking for more money because they matter. Believe me, James Cooks matters to Buffalo.
Mm-hmm. Sure do. And
yeah,
I definitely believe he's going to get that extension.
I don't know. I like Willis. Yeah, I think you're starting to see a pattern early on with these running backs getting paid early because the shelf life is so short for a running back that they rather bite the bullet and pay him now when they're still young. So if they do sustain an injury, they can always move off of him in the next couple of years. Rather than pay a running back in his prime or near his end of his prime and then have to bite the bullet if he gets hurt and then have to have all that dead money holding out. So I definitely do see a pattern with paying running backs early. Like Saquon got a big deal after he won the Super Bowl. Kyron Williams is fairly young. He got a new deal. You mentioned Jonathan Taylor. He's fairly young. He got a new deal. Jahmyr Gibbs will be up for an extension very quickly too because he's very young too. So yeah, I think that they're paying the running backs early. But yeah, there's no doubt that they're a big part of what the offense is about, for sure. And well, you got to be able to run the football. I mean, we all know that.
Absolutely.
If you can't run the football, then everybody's just going to play you for the pass, and that puts more harms on your quarterback. So
absolutely, and one of the Lions' biggest strengths is the play action pass. Got to be able to run that too. I think that ties in as well with the run game. But, be able to have that play action pass, have the defense playing up because you think they're going to run it and you can bomb it downfield. Yeah, I think that plays a big part in it too.
I'm not sure if Monkey is listening on the show right now, but I wonder what this does for James Cook. Because Cook is definitely wanting something more than probably what Kyron Williams is getting right now. And it makes me wonder, we always wait for these dominoes to fall. What does that mean for James Cook now? Because he's currently holding out right now with Buffalo Bills. Kyron's getting about $10 million. Do you think that James Cook is worth more than $10 million a year?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
how much are you giving him?
So. Especially,
how much are you giving him?
Well, not much more. I would say about 12 or 13 million.
I was going to say 11 and a half.
That's fine.
I say max 15. I say 14, 15. Like that's.
I
mean, he's a young guy.
Okay. I wouldn't give him a max deal, but I would give him a nice little extension.
Yeah, I think 12 or 13 would be fine.
Yeah, players who would get the max deal obviously would be Saquon or Derrick Henry, like players like that. Even Jahmyr Gibbs, he can stay healthy and keep up his production. But
what is Saquon making right now? Like 20 something, right?
I know he's the highest paid running back right now.
He's making about 20.
Yeah, I'm not sure
around 20
right now.
Yeah, so. Yeah, I guess, yeah, probably 13 to 12. I agree with that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And think about this: who else does Buffalo have besides Ty Johnson over there?
They got that other guy too, Davis.
Davis.
Yeah, which I mean,
but none of those running backs.
He's a good running back. He's a good running back, but I mean. Me and Monkey had this argument all the time. He's like, well, we can just get Davis in there. I said, no, you can't. Davis is he's not Cook. Cook is Cook. And you're putting everything. If you get rid of Cook, you're putting everything on Allen again.
Yeah.
And Allen he's a great quarterback, but when you do not help him out, he will start playing superhero football, and that's when it's going to bite you in the ass.
Yeah, James Cook has two things that really are special for him at the running back position: speed, and he's got the ability to catch the ball out of the backfield.
Yep.
Like,
exactly. And he was a big part of that offense scoring too, because he had 16 touchdowns last year. He was averaging 5 yards on the ground, had just over 1,000 yards. I think James Cook bring a different type of element to that offense as well, where you got him and Josh Allen being.
Yeah, he wants 15. That's right, Yenzer. Yeah, he does.
He wants 15 a year.
I'd give him 15, man. I know it's a little bit. I know it's a lot, but you know what? He's young. He's athletic. He's fast.
You know what?
He can catch out of the backfield. He's got breakaway speed. Give him the 15.
And they're in their Super Bowl window right now as well.
Exactly.
So you want to be able to pay your guys, make your guys happy to where none of this is going to be an issue in the future. You know, you are in your Super Bowl now. You want to be able to keep this team together. So
what's hilarious? One quick point. What's hilarious is they interviewed Bean, the GM of Buffalo, and he literally said, "I don't know why James Cook is doing this," and he's like, "We didn't know that he was going to want this kind of money." Come on, man, you did. But it's just sad. It's just sad how he's like spitting on him in a sense, you know, like. It doesn't sound good, you know, when your GM's talking mess about you and you haven't signed the deal yet. You know, it just doesn't look good optics wise, but whatever.
It doesn't, but you know,
it's not our team.
That just kind of leads me into another topic really quick for the news.
Go for it.
Michael Parsons. It seemed like that trade talk is kind of being calmed down some, because if you remember last week, he was vocal. He came out with a statement on social media talking about how he didn't want to be there anymore. He wasn't happy anymore because he didn't feel valuable. I'm paraphrasing, but anytime you got a player that's disgruntled over social media, it's like a relationship where you air out all the dirty laundry from the ex and you just got to put it out there. I don't really understand it, you know, but Jerry Jones has come out and he's denied it vehemently, saying he's not trading Michael Parsons. They've been talking behind closed doors, put air quotes on that, but they've been talking behind closed doors. It seemed like Jerry Jones is putting that fire out. Do y'all think he get traded, or do you think he gets extended?
Go ahead, B.
No, he ain't gonna get traded. It'd be dumb. Dallas would be absolutely stupid for trading him. He is their best player on defense right now. He is the best one.
He's their best player on the team. Period. It doesn't matter defense.
Well, I mean, I don't know about that, but he's the best player on the defense, and he's probably one of the best players in the NFL on defense. So, I mean, you let that dude go. Jerry's just doing what Jerry does, being old and dumb and senile and don't know what he's doing half the damn time. He's going to pay that man at the end of the season, and when he should have paid him at the beginning of the NFL football year, he should have paid him then. Would have cost him $10 million less. Micah said it wasn't even about the money. He wants to play for Dallas for the rest of his life. That message that he sent on, that was something his agent probably had him do so he can, you know, get this thing speeded up. And that's all he's asking for. Hey, get the contract done. I'm here. I'm working. Now he's not, because he doesn't, you know, he doesn't know where the situation is stand. He was there practicing. Now he's not. So
yeah, you know, like I like that, Robbie, exactly. But you know, I look at it this way. I look at it in a sense this way. It's like, why bring it to social media? You know, that's the last thing you want. The last thing you want is the media being able to get their hands on the story, knowing that your team is in dysfunction right now, knowing that you're trying to win a Super Bowl right now too. You know, and Michael Parsons, I do believe is their best player. If there's any contract talks, let it be behind closed doors. You don't have to go to social media. You don't have to do any of that stuff.
But the thing is
messy. Let's just be honest, it's messy.
Well, this thing was supposedly Jerry offered. Yeah, he did probably do that in behind closed doors without his agent being there. But there was a lot of stuff that was left off that negotiation, like how many a year, what's the guaranteed money. This has all been haggled out over, you know, between the NFL analysts and people that have been talking about this situation. It has nothing. I mean,
well, the thing is too, like, Micah went to the social media aspect because that's the only platform he has. You know, that's the only way he's able to vocalize what he wants to get done and how to push the needle to try to get a decision made. Jerry, on the other hand, you know, he's all about theatrics. He's P.T. Barnum. I love that. I love that analogy about him.
That's what Steve was saying. What would be talking about if Dallas wasn't Micah's contract? Yeah, because that's what Jerry Jones wants to do. He wants to keep making
exactly.
the star
He will draw. He will draw it out. However, I do think that in this new age of sports, that this isn't Troy Aikman, this isn't Emmitt Smith, this isn't Michael Irvin. These guys aren't attached to Jerry at the hip. You know, Micah Parsons, all these younger guys that are looking to get paid are seeing how Jerry is playing hardball with Micah after he's done so much for this organization. He has 12 sacks, and every year he's been in the NFL. That's pretty impressive. Mm-hmm. And the fact is that it's bad optics if you can't even sign your best player to a good contract because he's earned it. What do you think the other players are thinking in their head? That they know when this contract comes up, they're going to be pissed and they're going to be like, it's going to be drawn out. It's going to be hell. It's not a good look, you know?
Absolutely.
Well, and a dumbass narrative that he keeps preaching out, Jerry Jones, that is, oh, well, why am I going to play a player if he's going to be hurt, you know, for 6 weeks? Dude, that's the chance you take. This is your franchise.
Nobody told him to pay.
Who's going to get hurt.
Nobody told him to pay Dak $60 million. We know he's not worth no $60 million.
Well, like I said.
Anyways, that's why they're the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Jerry's an idiot.
So, but that is my news. I hope everybody enjoyed it. So,
all right. Good stuff.
Thank
All
you,
right,
sir.
Moving on. We did have a game last Thursday. It wasn't the best game, but our Lions did play the Chargers. They lost 34-7. So, did y'all watch the game?
I did, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, let's talk about some stuff you liked about what you saw in the game, and we'll talk about the negatives after that. All right, you know what? I'll tell you what. Flip that. Let's talk about the negatives, and then we'll talk about the positives. We'll end on a positive note. So tell me what you didn't like about the game. I'll start with you, B.
What I didn't like about the game, basically, was the quarterback play of the backups. I didn't like the fact that you're running Stewart, who's a linebacker, and a kickoff return.
That was interesting, yeah.
That to me was kind of, what the hell are you guys doing? You guys high? Have a Snickers, something like that.
That was probably a Dan moment.
That.
He just like threw it out there, like, fuck it, let's just do it.
Maybe it was a Phipps moment. You never know. Phipps like, hey, we'll throw anybody out there. They can run the ball. Because a lot of their starters that start, they weren't playing. So Khalif and of course Khalil, he's a kick returner too, but he wasn't even active. He's on a PUP. So they had to have somebody run the ball back, I guess. Probably that. The quarterback play, the offensive line was pretty good. The defense against the run. And sometimes I have to wonder if Dan Campbell actually checks his stats, because he said, oh, they stopped him for 2.8. No, the hell they didn't. I don't know what 2.8 you're talking about, dude, because the guy that what was what was his name? It started with an A. The last guy, the Chargers guy, he had 5.7 yards per carry against that defense.
But what was the composite total?
It wasn't no 2.8, because all 4 of the running backs out there that went all had over 4-point-something yards, and only 3 people that didn't have was a receiver and both their quarterbacks.
That was Dan being a politician right there. Just kind of, you know.
Dan's got to understand we ain't stupid. We look at stats too, brother.
Yeah, we see it, man. And not only do we have to look at the stats, but you can just see it on TV. You can damn sure know that they were averaging a little bit more than 2.5 yards.
They got gashed pretty good. They could not set the edge where the life depended on.
Trey Lance looked like Tom Brady out there. And I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining over a preseason game, but one thing that I seen that I didn't like, that still seems to be a problem year after year after year, is the backup quarterback situation. Now, they've had multiple years where they could have addressed that. You did try. Give them kudos because they drafted Hendon Hooker. But Hendon Hooker has been on this team. He's going into his third season now. He wasn't healthy in his first. Second year, I guess people think that they were in a crucial spot where they did need him. But when they did need him, you didn't trust him, so you brought in Teddy Bridgewater. Okay, now that he's going into his third season, fully healthy, nothing holding him back, what do you have? Start the man. What are we missing here? Because you wasted a draft pick on this guy. I don't even want to say wasted because it sounds negative, but you spent the third round draft pick on this guy.
Spent draft capital. It is what it is. It was a third round pick. Call it what it is.
Some contribution to the team. And to this day, we still don't know what he brings to the team. That's the thing that kind of just scares me and that I didn't like.
I think the thing about Brad Holmes, people, he's a human being. He's not going to hit on 100% of his draft picks. And I think Lions fans always think that because of what happened in the last couple of years. It doesn't work that way. It for the best GMs, it don't work that way. So I'm sorry. Brad Holmes has made at least 3 or 4 bad picks in the last couple of years that I don't agree with. And it happens. That's what it is. But what you got to do is you got to move on from it. So, I mean, the other thing I didn't like either, too, I was trying to see. I think Dan did a 4th down play. And, of course, Hendon Hooker, it was on Hendon Hooker's watch.
Oh, I know you're talking about.
He didn't see. I guess he didn't see anybody open, so he ran for it. And I would have probably said, you know what, dude, in a 4th down situation with 3 yards to go, if you don't see that person open, just throw it away. Don't take a sack. Don't try to run for it to hurt yourself during a
try to make a play over the arm or something. Maybe.
Yeah, do something. Yeah. But the running, he wasn't going to make it running. They had that. Right. They pretty much had him on a lock on the running stuff. So I don't. This is the element that this is probably going to be different. Because Ben Johnson is gone, he added a different element to the offense that way. I still think that they can do it. I just want to see them make some 4th down plays and get creative on 4th down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Don't be too predictable.
Or just hand the rock off, man. You got one of the best O-lines and you got the big backs. Just hand the ball off. But that's just me. I'll tell you something that really bothered me a lot about this game. It was the lack of effort and it was the lackadaisical at times on both sides. The turnovers, inexcusable. You can't have 5 turnovers. We know that already. You can't turn the ball over 5 times. I don't care if it's the freaking Pop Warner game. You don't turn the ball over 5 times. Also, too, defense just showed no effort. Tackling was horrible. There wasn't a lot of running to the ball. I was a little concerned. I know it's only one preseason game, and I'm not trying to cast any aspersions on Shep by any means, but I expect the Shep to have these guys ready better than they were prepared. And it all falls on Dan, too, because, we've seen games like this in the regular season where Dan just did not have his guys ready, and the penalties it was just sloppy. It was just really sloppy and ugly, and I guess if that's the worst game you're going to have all season, then I'm okay with that. There weren't any starters, so you're mostly looking at second string, backups, third strings, guys that are probably not even going to make the roster. So I just want to see more effort. That's just my thing. Like next game, if you're getting your ass kicked, at least show effort. That's just my thing, I just felt
they didn't have effort when it came out the gate, really.
Yeah, it looked. They fumbled the ball the freaking first kick, the first play.
To Shep's defense, though, and a lot of those guys won't even see the field. They won't even see Ford Field, So it's like, I get it, It looked really bad.
No, I get what you're saying, Matt Genzer, but the thing is that we need to see what this depth looks like. I don't care about the starters. The starters, we know what pretty much all the starters are going to bring to the table. We need to find depth. We need to see who's gonna fight for the depth and rotations. That's what I'm looking for. And I'm telling you, man, like outside of maybe a couple of plays with Stewart and Rock Ya-Sin making a couple of run fits, I really didn't see nothing for the Detroit defense that made me feel good about myself. And we still can't get pressure on the quarterback. It's ridiculous. But anyways, Let's talk about some
Tesla was good.
positive.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, let's talk about some positives. What do you take away that was good from the Hall of Fame game that you liked? Go ahead, Jay. We'll go with you first.
I seen two things that I really loved. One,
Okay.
you touched on it. It was Rocky Ya-Sin, little veteran, came over from San Francisco. He made a couple nice plays where Hampton tried to bounce on the outside, come inside to go in the end zone.
Put him on his ass.
Chopped him down. And he made a couple other good tackles. And I think that, when I look back at it and I seen how he played, I do think he has a spot on that team on the 53-man roster somewhere. He has a spot because he's a try-hard guy. And those guys always find a spot on this team.
And he's versatile. He's
versatile, very. And another thing I liked was Isaac Tesla. I like what I seen from the rookie. He had 2 catches for 44 yards, if I'm not mistaken. He had a couple yards after the catch. That's what I like to see. I like to see people making football plays. Excellent football plays. He seemed like a really good pass catcher. So I'm really excited to see what he can contribute in the future.
Go ahead, B.
So basically, I'm jumping on Jay's train right there.
There wasn't a lot of good, so it didn't matter.
I thought the offensive line did fairly well.
They protected Hooker pretty well.
Unfortunately, Skipper went out with an injury, and Manu came in there and did pretty well. Let's see. I think the other thing I liked about them, the secondary. Rockison was the secondary.
Right, exactly.
Other than that, I think offensively I saw more good things than I saw defensively.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll start with my guy Stewart, man. I mean, just jumping out of the gate, making a tackle for a loss. I mean, outside of the fumble, the guy was pretty active on defense, looked really spry out there. I'm telling you, man, I'm really excited about this guy. I think this guy could be not saying he's Zach Bond of the Eagles, but this could be a Zach Bond type of mold because Zach Bond came from the Saints and was more of a special teamers, and he wasn't really a big name. And then he came to the Eagles, got a bigger role, and you saw what happened with him. Grant Stewart, watch out for this guy. I think this guy really could be a stay for the Lions, especially when you talk about with Rodrigo being out for a little bit. Another thing, too, is I like the way the running backs ran the ball. I mean, Netflix came in and played well and had some good runs. Smalls, the guy from Tennessee, I liked his burst a little bit, had a little bit of wiggle. Kudos to the O-line, man. They made some holes for the running backs to run through. So I was very impressed with the O-line. I think the O-line had a really good showing. Neither quarterback really looked under duress, which is crazy why they threw so many picks. Because really none of them were under pressure. They had clean pockets to throw the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So. But anyways,
just on some breaking news since we're talking about the Chargers. 6-time Pro Bowl wide receiver Keenan Allen is taking his talents back to the Chargers, so he'll be on the Chargers.
Yeah,
wow.
I figured.
Wow.
I mean, that just adds to a really young receiving core they already have, so I'm okay with that.
Baldy over there. I think he's done for.
Yeah,
he does have a great veteran presence, but I don't know if he's going to be getting much time.
Oh, Vanillatron. Well, no, he's not called Vanillatron. What's he called? Coleslaw.
Yeah.
No, the hype's real, Robbie. I mean, like I said, I've seen this guy play in the SEC. He's a big body receiver. He can catch he's a hands catcher too. He's not afraid to mix it up and get those contested balls. He did a lot of that at Arkansas. This guy looks like the real deal. So,
really quick about Tesla. I think I said this in our group chat. I really underestimated him and his size. That's a big dude, and the way he runs his routes so clean. And I mean, he can get open. He can really create space and getting open. That's what I really like from him. He doesn't have to go out there and get 1,500 yards per season with 110 catches. No,
he can do it with J-Mo and Laporta and Williams.
Yes, exactly. He can beat you up for 60 yards with 25 of those being after the catch. And that's something that I like about Tesla. And I really like his route running skills. I expect him to do some real stuff.
Isaac Tesla.
Yeah, Isaac Tesla, Robbie.
Yeah, when I see him, I'm thinking in my mind, like, if you got him and Patrick in the goal line, those are jump balls opportunities.
Yeah.
And more likely they're going to come down with them because Patrick's like 6'3", Tesla's like 6'4". Those are big dudes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and so all 50-50 guys.
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, saying anything until he plays NFL games. He looks good in training camp. He looked good in college. That's fine. You get in the NFL. What do I always say? It's a whole different.
Well, yeah, but you gotta start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. You got to build that hype up.
Yeah, of course you got to start somewhere. That goes without saying. But the point of the matter is he has to play in an actual game where people are checking him, hitting him, because he's going out against the best football players in the world. Okay, so when you get out there on that field, it's a whole different situation. It ain't your teammates. But you also got to think about guys that you're doing scrimmage against or preseasons against. Those are number one guys. Those are guys that are 2s and 3s and maybe 4s that you're going against in preseason.
To be fair, B, he is going against one of the better secondaries on our team. Like, he's going against DJ Reader, he's going against Terry Arnold, he's going against Kirby Joseph, he's going against Brian Branch. Like, those
now he is, because they just put him on the first team, but he wasn't doing that earlier. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, but they alternate the reps all over. Like, it doesn't mean the first team. Like, they'll put. They want everybody to guard against whoever. But that also being said, if Tesla is in the game when you've got JMO and you've got St. Brown and you've got Laporta, he's probably going to be going against the 4th or 5th cornerbacks on the other side of the team. So, his advantage, he should have advantage on that.
If he take first string snaps, I think that says a lot. And reason being is because, they got a couple of other backs they can throw in there too. Right, like
cornerbacks on a starting NFL roster during a regular season game is just as good. I'm telling you, you got to prove it to me on the field. If you don't prove it to me on the field, I can't help you out there. I mean,
so far he is doing that, but it's a progression. He's going to get to the regular season.
He's doing what he's doing. He's got to do in preseason.
Think about this really quick. Like with Lovett, you don't see Lovett taking first string snaps, and a lot of people were high on him too. Like coming in, he was an undrafted free agent, but
there's only so many reps that you can take with a first string.
Yeah, I think that when he takes first string steps now, I can see him getting about 5 in the real game and maybe having a catch, for 10, 15 yards or something like that. He's going to get playing time, and if he can stay consistent, his playing time will increase and his role will start to increase. You'll see a little bit more out of him.
Yeah, he's doing exactly what we expect him to do. Just make plays. Yeah.
What you're doing right now, it's good and all, but what are you going to look like against their cornerbacks? The real starting cornerbacks. What are you going to do against their safety when he's down playing a nickel?
Well, I'll take Tesla over the 4th or 5th cornerback in the NFL on the other team, because you look at our cornerbacks. After our top 2 cornerbacks or 3 cornerbacks, it goes down. The drop is big.
I think our quarterback room is a little bit different and better than last year, because
right. But what I'm saying is the talent from the top to our 4th or 5th is a big drop. Like, you got you got Reed, and you got Arnold, and then you've got Meek, and then you've got Rocketson and whoever else.
Maddox, right? Maddox, he can play. He's a veteran. Right. He ain't gonna guard Justin Jefferson, but he's a veteran that can still be like. We'll leave that up to Meek Robertson.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's our Justin Jefferson
everything, so we'll see. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Just like Tate at guard is same freaking thing.
Hopefully we see Tate. I want to see Tate this week, and I want to see Williams this week. Let's talk really quick. So the game they play Friday against the Dirty Birds, Atlanta. I believe it's in Atlanta, right?
Yep.
Okay. And no Cousins, no Penix. I don't know who the 3rd string quarterback is. I'm not sure. But anyways, what do y'all want to see in this next game?
I just want to see good quarterback play, man. I really want to see good quarterback play. And depending on who's playing out there, whether it be some starters, whether, like you said, it be Ratledge or Tyleek Williams, I just want to see football plays. I don't want to see anybody slacking. I don't want to see any laziness. I just want to see everybody play with a certain fire. Like we all talk about grit. I want to see that grit from everybody, even the guys that be cut in a couple of weeks. I want to see just hard-nosed football. Just make plays.
What about you, B?
Yeah, basically the same thing. I want to see these, them have a little more urgency playing. I want to see Hendon get himself together. I want to see the secondary improve a lot, because the secondary was, besides Rocky. I mean, he's a veteran. He's just out there in the first place because they got so many of these corners out here. He's obviously the captain of that third or fourth team.
We don't have good cornerbacks outside of Rocky Sin. So say that right now.
We got Maddox. I mean, Maurice Norris is okay. Lawrence Strickland's, I think he's a pretty decent safety. We got good guys. I mean, they're not everybody's going to be able to be a top shelf level corner on the team. That's just the way it goes. You got your four main corners. You got your four main defensive backs, which is two safeties and two corners. You're lucky you have a good third one, which we do. We have a Meek Robinson. Other than that, everybody else is just a fill-in. Now, Maddox and Yasin, they've been around. They're veterans, so that makes their secondary even better because of that presence.
It's added depth.
Yeah, added depth. So I mean, I'm not mad about our secondary. Our secondary is good. I think we got one of the best secondaries in the league.
I like when I watch the one-on-one game matchups in training camp. I love watching it because just watching the battles between, it's iron sharpens iron. I mean, DJ Reed's going to be a better cornerback because he's going against Amon-Ra St. Brown every game. He's going to be a better cornerback because he's going against J-Mo, and Terry, and when he gets back healthy, same thing. I will say this for me, quarterback play has to be better, no doubt about that. Don't turn over the damn ball. That's another one. Come out with some more fire and effort. Like, look like shit the last time. Come out with some fire and effort. I really expect this team to come out with more fire. Like Dan's really good about doing that.
Yeah, earn your keep here on the team. Let's see it.
Yeah. And the last thing is, I want to see Tate and Williams. I want to see Williams blow up shit in the middle of the field on the running backs, and I want to see Tate hold his own. I've heard nothing but great things about both of them in training camp. Let's see him in a real game. So we'll see. And obviously no injuries.
I did see one video though where Williams just kicked Tate's ass. He drove him so far into the backfield. I thought he was going to score a touchdown with him and spike him.
I'm gonna tell you, man. Williams is a freaking beast, man. Like this guy, DJ Reader better watch himself, man, because this guy's gonna come for his spot very quickly, man. It's gonna be hard not to keep this guy on the field. He's got a lot of wiggle. He's a Lee McNeil. The comp of Lee McNeil is exactly like that. He blows stuff up. He's very strong. He's got some pass rushing ability, but he's going to be a hell of a run stuffer. So, All right. Well, good luck to the Lions on Friday. It will not be on TV, so I'll probably catch the rerun on NFL Network. You guys let me know. All right. Let's move on to the 53-man roster preview. So we talked about we wanted to kind of, after the Hall of Fame game, do our 53-man roster preview. And just see where we are, see where we're all thinking about who's going to make the 53-man roster. So let's go ahead and get started. So if everybody wants to pull out their list, because I have my list.
Let's do it. Got it right here, ready to go.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'll just go through the positions, and if we have the same things, then we'll just move on to the next one. So quarterbacks. Obviously, Goff is our starter. Not going to change. I have Hooker as the backup. Do y'all have Hooker, or do you have somebody else?
I got somebody else.
Okay, who do you got, Jay?
I think the Lions are going to try to make a move. I know there hasn't been any talks, but this is just me thinking that the Lions are going to make a move. I think they go after Kenny Pickett. He's injured right now, I know, but he's going to get better, and I think the Lions are going to eventually try to make a move to get somebody like Kenny Pickett.
Small hands Kenny Pickett with small hands Goff.
Yep.
I I like it.
And yep,
That'll make Robbie freaking happy. Robbie will be laughing his ass off. We get him.
All right, and B, you've got Hooker as your backup.
Yeah, I got Hooker as a backup.
Yeah. I think the way I look at it is the fact that Teddy Bridgewater now signed with the Bucs. Pretty much, unless Hooker just completely falls off the wayside this next game, which very well could happen, he's going to be the backup. He knows the system. He knows the Lions. They're not going to move off of him. He's a third-round pick. It wouldn't look good either.
Robbie was going to be laughing at that.
But yeah, we'll see.
How's Rodgers doing, by the way, Robbie?
Oh, let's not get started with that.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to running backs. I have Gibbs, Monty, Reynolds, and Vaki. Are y'all all on board with that?
I'm good with it.
I got Monty at 1, Gibbs at 2, and I got Reynolds at 3. I don't know if they carry Vaki as a running back.
You think they're going to let go of Vaki?
He'd probably be on the practice squad. That way he won't make.
He's not on the practice squad. Somebody pick him up. He'll make the roster, man. They want to expand his role this year.
You know, he was the 4th running back last year, right? That they carried on a 53-man roster.
Yeah.
I don't see them going away for it. I think Montgomery lost his number 1 spot. I think Jahmyr Gibbs has totally took that 1 spot over.
Yeah, this is Gibbs' starting position now.
Ooh.
Which is good. Which is good because at some point Gibbs has been patient enough that now he is the featured back, and now Monty fits more of the backup role, which is the hard yardage. Yeah, getting the tough
goal line stands,
goal lines, and all that, which is fine. That's
ones. Yeah.
You want to limit the wear and tear on Monty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. Going to receivers, I have Brown, Williams, Raymond, Patrick, and Tesla. Are y'all there?
Yep.
I
think
more.
Carry another receiver too. You know, somebody I think
they're going to carry another receiver. You're right.
I thought about Lovett here, but I don't know. What you got, B?
Lovett. Well, I got Williams, St. Brown, Patrick, Tesla, Raymond, but Raymond is really a special teams guy. Remember that he is the special teams guy, so I don't really count him toward the receiver. I got Dominic Lovett, but I don't love it. I got Ronnie Bell too. I think Ronnie Bell's going to make this team. The other one I'm looking at is Malik. Malik is going to.
Did Ronnie Bell even play last preseason game? Because I didn't hear.
I think he did. I think he did. He just didn't get thrown to. But I mean, when you're only throwing for when you only throw 6 times, I mean,
that's true.
You're not going to get something.
Get many targets.
I like Lovett, and I thought it was interesting that they used Lovett more in the kickoff after the Stewart shabacle. You know, he did pretty good, man. He got some yards. So, and I like the way he played the game. He was pretty reliable for Hooker in the game. So we'll see.
The one thing, let me tell you something. This is why I don't like Lovett. He showed us in college too. He has a propensity of getting bullied out there as a receiver. When that guy snatched that ball from him, which should never, ever happen. I don't care what level of football you're on. That should never happen.
That was a hell of a play. You got to give him credit.
It's not a hell of a play. It shouldn't have been a hell of a play. Lovett should have held on to the damn ball. He should have. He did.
He did have suspect. He dropped the first down from Kyle Allen too. So I'm with you. He's got to get better hands.
This is one of the guys I kind of feel that was one of those reaches because he was a late draft pick.
7th round pick is a reach?
Yeah, for him.
All right.
He's going to be throwing. I mean, well, maybe not a reach, but I don't think he's going to make the team, to tell you the truth. Unless it's because there's too many wide receivers on the roster right now that have more experience than him that can play better than him right now. He's just not showing me anything. Now, if he comes out the next game and is like Tesla's better half, then I'll shut the fuck up.
I think he's hurt, so it doesn't matter. He's not going to play.
Yeah, well,
that doesn't work for him either.
Nope. That don't work for him either.
All right, moving on to tight end. I have Laporta, Wright, Yeboah, and Zylstra. What say you?
I had Laporta, Wright, and just Zylstra.
Yeah, I just got 3 tight ends. Those 3.
I mean, this team loves to run the football, and they love to run sometimes 2 tight end sets. And I think that in this going forward, they're going to probably want Laporta more as a pass catcher. And I think that you got to have some good blocking tight ends. Yeboah was signed as a free agent as a blocking tight end. Wright's a good blocking tight end. I just think if they want to keep running the football, they're going to keep 4 tight ends. I mean, Zylstra was kind of the one I was kind of like shaky about, just because Brock Wright kind of does what Zylstra does, But they like Yeboah. I mean, they brought him as a free agent, so we'll see. I haven't seen him yet.
Well, I mean,
he actually got hurt. Actually,
he did get hurt. See, that's a strike against you already. And he brought him in as a free agent doesn't mean he likes him. That's a camp body.
Well, they brought him in because they want to see what he can do. That's what I'm saying.
Have you heard of Yeboah before they even got him? Hell no! Don't say you did.
I have. Okay. I got caught watching Jets games. He's a good blocking tight end. He's not a guy who's gonna freaking run.
He ain't gonna be on the team. Well, if he is, he's gonna be on a practice squad. But he ain't gonna be a starter. I just don't. I think they keep three tight ends. That's fine for what Morton wants to do. That's good enough. Yeah.
But I do think that they're going to make Laporta more of a receiving tight end. I don't. Think they're going to.
Well, they're going to probably involve him more in the. I don't know. I mean, they did very well last year, and Porter didn't have a very great year, but that's because everybody was eating around him. So somebody's got to sacrifice, right?
Well, also too, and Laporta
especially if you think about it like this: if Morton's more of a passing guy than BJ was, and he's going to be throwing to J-Mo more. J-Mo might get more yards this year. Again, Porter might not be. He might be that in between dude. He's good enough tight end. He can make something happen out of nothing. But at the same time, he's not going to get the yards he's been getting like he did in the first season.
No, I think
everybody's maturing and they're progressing.
And I think also too, when you look at the comparison between Morton and Ben Johnson, Ben Johnson used more of the middle of the field. We can all agree on that. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Laporta, they all ate in the middle of the field. To where I think Johnny Morton is more of like getting guys out in space, which was what we've been wanting some of our guys to get out in space. J-Mo, Gibbs, get them out in space because these guys got great speed. And I think you're going to see Laporta probably flanked out more as a wideout, as a big wideout, because the fact is he's so athletic, and the fact that if you watch that one play, he mossed that guy. That was pretty nice. Like, I think that they see more of Laporta as a receiving tight end going forward because it's just the ability he can do. That's why I think they bring in the blocking tight ends, because you got to have somebody to block too. So we'll see.
I mean, it's if they go on the outs. I mean, I think they're going to still attack the middle of the field. I think that was Morton developed that offense. BJ just enhanced it a little bit. That's all. But he developed that offense. They're still going to go to the middle. Trust me. They're probably going to go deep more than they did, but they're still going to the middle. And I just don't think that. I mean, their offense was still top 2 in the league last year. So I mean, if you don't change anything.
Well, they're definitely going to stretch the field more.
I don't think much is going to really change because they're
gonna take more shots downfield. I'm telling you. Right
let's just be honest. This is still Dan Campbell's team. Yes, you have Johnny Moore in there, but ultimately Dan Campbell is still going to have to okay those X's and O's. He's still going to have to put some things in place as well. I don't think Dan Campbell just going to sit back and say, "Hey, you just take care of it. I'm not going to have anything to it." And I think that he's going to play into all of their strengths.
It's all what the offensive line gives too. In order to take shots down the field, you got to give your quarterback some time. And right now you have Christian Mahogany, he's a little proven, but you have Tate on the other side. I mean, he's unproven. You gotta estimate that, because it might, that's why they were throwing short over. That's why the offensive line, to tell you the truth, that's why the offensive line was so good in the first place. They take shots over the middle because that's the easier targets. and you don't have to sit in the pocket a long time.
The checkdowns, yeah.
You don't have to sit in the pocket a long time. If you play action, you do the play action. That's when you go for the deep bombs. I don't think they're going to get too much away from that offense. I think they are going to take a little bit more deeper shots, but it's all dependent upon what the offensive line proves to them.
Oh,
if that happens,
of course, yeah. But I think when you look at the skills, with you got Laporta and you got JMO and you've got Tesla, guys that can literally go on go routes and catch the ball. I mean, that's something you've got to utilize.
I mean, that's good, Nate. But what I'm saying is, those guys, you've got to have the quarterback has to get them the ball. So it's imperative that the offensive line holds up the defensive line long enough he can do that. I don't care how fast they are. I don't care how quick they get off of other people.
It's also
if the quarterback is on their back, they ain't going to be able to do it.
But that's the thing about Goff is really good about quick releases and getting the ball out quick.
I mean, yeah, but like I said, the offensive line has a lot to do with that, from deep passes and stuff like that. So,
yeah.
Like I said, everything's got to be proven in the regular season for them to keep it going during the they see what they got game one. I mean, it's going to be a tough game against Green Bay. It's always a tough game against our division rivals. So that'll be a proven point. It's away.
Well, if I'm Johnny Morton, I'm taking shots downfield with that secondary, because that secondary is ass. So I'm taking shots all day on them. So
yeah, they don't got Xavier down there anymore, and they don't have. They got Nate Hobbs, who's just a cornerback. He sucks. He ain't no better than the one they traded him for. They just traded the same player.
That's what I'm saying. So if I'm Johnny Morton,
they're making one of their damn receivers a corner. So that tells you all you need to know about their secondary. But anyway,
exactly.
But their front seven is pretty good though.
Sure.
So
all right, let's move on to talking about the O-line. So at tackles, I have Decker, Sewell, Skipper, and Manu. What'd she say?
Tackles: Decker, Sewell, Haran, Manu, and Skipper.
Who?
No, I didn't do tackles or guards. I just did offensive line starting in general. I did Taylor.
I mean, y'all know who the starting tackles are, and
Decker, Mahogany, Glasgow, Ratledge, and Sewell are your starting line, offensive line. Dan Skipper, Awasaka. I don't know about Jamarco Jones now because he got hurt.
Yeah, he's hurt.
They're going to keep a lot of offensive linemen. I think this time.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got 4 deep at tackle.
Natane, Muti. I got more than that. I got a whole damn other offensive line basically. Natane, Muti, Michael Neese, and Kingsley Ekukon, as center help, but. I think they're going to keep a lot of those offensive line this time because they need to.
Well, that means that you're cannibalizing another position if you're going to put that many offensive lines.
So
no, you cannibalize anything.
At center, Kingsley and Glasgow, but I got Glasgow being the starter. I got Manu Giovanni, Taylor Decker, Panay Sewell, Justin Heron, Skipper, Kobe Swordstill, Awasika, Christian Mahogany, Miles Frazier. And Tate Ratledge.
You've got Sorsdahl?
Yeah. He's definitely going to have a spot. I mean, they liked him. Right. Now, he definitely show improvement, big time improvement, but Dan Campbell liked him. They liked that.
Some of these guys, you got to know, too, can also play multiple positions, which means that you don't have to carry as many bodies on that position because they can flex.
The only thing is that with our offensive line losing 2 people and having basically 3 new positions or 2 new positions. Yeah, 3 because you got Christian Mahogany that's going to be a first-year starter. You're going to have Ratledge being a first-year starter, and then Graham Glasgow, being a first-year center that's going to literally take the majority snaps at center.
Okay,
that's like right there.
It's not about versatility; it's about availability. So if any of these offensive linemen get hurt, so you got to understand something. Detroit is in a mode right now where the injuries are starting to pile up in training camp. Although it's not the players that are getting injured are the most significant players. Dan Skipper's probably the most significant player of that, but it's still injuries. And if that goes into the regular season, and these offensive linemen, because Taylor Decker has been known to be hurt a couple of games, Glasgow's been known to be hurt a couple of games. I understand. It's just that they have to have guys that are in there. They have to have a bunch of people. I didn't take away from
I
nothing
get what
like
you're saying. So, like, let's just talk about tackles. Like, so Decker and Sewell, obviously, are your starters. Dan Skipper is going to be on the roster. He has an ankle injury, but he'll be fine. He's probably going to practice next week. And then Manu is still, like, he's taking reps to the second team right now. So that's 4 tackles. You think they're going to carry more than 4 tackles on the 53? B?
I mean, they're going to carry all these guys, and these guys all play. Dan Skipper's not just a tackle. Like you said, all these guys are versatile. All these guys are versatile.
Right. But what I'm saying is, like, if Sewell or Decker go down, Skipper or Manu are going to slide into that spot.
Absolutely.
Right. And if somebody goes down in that group, then somebody else has to come in there.
Well, that's
I understand. It's you're not getting my point here. The point is injuries. I didn't take away from any other position because I know this is the most important position right now.
Right.
No,
what I'm saying is,
what position did I take away from?
Well, we'll find out because I mean, if you're loading that many O-line guys, that means that another position is going to be lesser. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, it's not.
Okay, well, we'll find out. All right. And then talk about guards. Okay, so I have Mahogany, I have Eldridge, I have Glasgow, I have Awashika, Davis, and Kingsley. So who else did you guys say?
I had Miles Frazier.
That's I don't know if I say Davis. That's Miles. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Miles Frazier will be on the PS squad. I think.
Is he going to be? Okay.
I think he's going to be on there.
I had Brandon Ratledge, Frazier, Mahogany, Awosika, and Colby.
I'm not sold on Manu yet either. I'm not sold on him yet. So
yeah, he's going to be on the 53-man roster. I mean, he's been repping with the second.
That doesn't mean nothing.
I bet you he does. He was on there last year, and the guy was a project.
No, he was on a PS squad last year, Manu. They had to call him up.
I think he was on the 53-man roster.
No, he was on the PS squad last year. Manu was a project. He ain't going to be on there.
If he was on PS, he would have been picked up by somebody.
I don't think so.
Oh, we'll find out because I'm pretty sure he was on.
First of all, everybody's project isn't everybody else's project. First of all, Manu didn't prove anything that he was so much of this and so much of that somebody said, "Oh my God, he's on a practice squad. Let's grab him." No, that's not how that works.
I'm pretty sure he was on 53.
He's a project,
but find out on mine. I'm pretty sure he was on 53-man roster.
He was on PS.
They
had to call him up. They had to call him up. And near the end of the season. So
I'll have to check on
I'm
that.
Just saying.
All right. So Frazier, Kingsley, you said who else did you say at guard?
Awosika and Colby Swordstole.
Okay. Yeah, I think Colby's gonna get cut.
I don't know, man.
I mean, because you look at the guards, they have Awashika's ahead of him. Kingsley's ahead of him. Frazier comes back. I don't know. I mean,
I think Kingsley's going to get a couple snaps in at center too.
Yeah, but he could also play guard too. So, all right.
Let's see.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move on to the defense. So I have Aiden, Davenport, Hassasin, Mohammed, and Pascal. What do y'all say?
Yep.
Go ahead. No, you go.
You know something? I also added in. I got Aiden Hutchinson, Davenport, Al-Qadim Mohammed, Hassinin, and I added Isaac Uku. Why? Because the reason why I got him out there is because Wingo, he plays edge rusher as well, right? And you can also change Onzarike, who's out for the season, put him in at edge rusher. And both of those guys are injured. So I think they might, give him a couple snaps there. I like Isaac Ugu. I think he can do some things. I've seen some good stuff from him in the preseason games. And last year I've seen him too. So, I mean, I added him in on there. That's just me, though.
Okay.
I could definitely be wrong, but that's just me.
I think Uku makes the practice squad.
Yeah.
I think they really only trust 5 ends right now, and really 4 because Josh is out right now. So really, they only have 4. But again, it's just the numbers thing, depending on where they want to put more numbers and positions.
Mm-hmm.
B, do you have anything else on that one, or is that what you have to?
I got Aiden Hutchinson. Well, not Aleem McNeil when he comes back, but Talik Williams in place of
Okay.
Aleem, DJ Reader, and then Marcus Davenport. And then the backups, I got Roy Lopez, forgot about him, Al Kadeen Muhammad.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be a toss-up between Agude and Hassassin, the other end position. I'm not sure which one I was gonna put in there because it depends. Hassassin is still a project. He's still a project as well. Remember, we got him way 6th round pick, wasn't he? 6th round pick, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I love him. We love him, but is that going?
I haven't seen anything from Agude. I haven't seen anything from Agude to make me think that
you're gonna see what translates into real football games. So
yeah. I mean, if you just look at the eye test, Hassassin's made more plays than Agude has. But that's one game, so we'll see what happens in the second game. Right now I would give 1 to Hassassin, 0 to Agude. But Agude could have a better game this game. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. But it's preseason, training camp. A lot of things.
Yeah.
Everybody overhypes a lot of shit.
But B, you have to understand, B, like when you're a rookie or you haven't played in the NFL, this is your regular season. You have to see what these guys have before you get into the regular season.
I understand that. But let me tell you something too. It's very rare when anybody third round pick down gets on the team. Very rare. You have your first 3 picks are getting on the field. That's automatic. They're getting on the field some way, somehow. But from 4 to 7,
you gotta get it. You gotta earn it.
Fourth round pick, you got them on. So we'll go with that. But usually, like after that, I mean, you got your Tom Brady's every once in 2 billion years.
Yeah, I mean, there's a difference.
It happens, but
yeah.
I'm not
seeing it. I think there's 2 differences you're talking about. One is the fact is that get on the roster to playing time. Is that what you're referring to? Like actual playing time?
No, I'm talking about what the actual breakdown when you draft players. Okay, unless a player freaking acts like Jerry Rice, LT in the 4th to 7th rounds when you pick them, then they're not going to be starting. Okay, they're basically going to be on a practice squad. But in the case of Tom Brady, like I said, there's a few guys that have done that. Amon St. Brown's one of those 4th rounders that did well. You got those guys, but it doesn't happen every time. So you got to go with the first 3 people you picked, which is Williams, Ratledge, and Tesla. Those are the 3 guys that are going to make the team automatically right there. There's no doubt they're going to make the team.
Yeah.
But everything from 4th down, no.
You got to earn it.
There's no automatics. You got to.
Well, yeah, I agree with you. There's no automatic. But if you look at this team's record in the past, they have brought those guys that were later rounds. Aleem McNeil, Rodrigo, Corey Sorsdahl, Manu, all those dudes made the roster their rookie year. So I do agree with you.
Because they were in the first few rounds too. Aleem McNeil was what, a 2nd or 3rd round pick?
No, I think it was like a 4th.
No, 4th round pick. Whatever.
Yeah. But I get what you're saying. But I also look at this the defensive end depth chart. Like, I'd be shocked if Hassim does not make this 53-man roster. And if he doesn't make it, and he gets on practice squad, unless they protect him, somebody will pick him up. I promise you.
Okay.
So, all right. Now you guys kind of I separated the D tackles from the defensive end. So going back to D tackles, so McNeil, Reader, Williams, Lopez, and Wingo. Is there anybody that y'all had different?
Right now, since Aleem McNeil's hurt, I didn't put him on the actual active 53-man roster. I got Reeder, Williams, Lopez, O'Connor, and Miles Adams.
Okay. And Miles Adams was playing a lot in the first preseason game, and so was O'Connor.
Now, this is obviously with the Lee McNeil being
he
gone.
wasn't playing well either, but that's the first.
Yeah, O'Connor is hurt, so I think he's not going to play this next game. Miles Adams, I like Miles Adams. He's shown some flashes. I just look at when McNeil's healthy, you've got 5 defensive tackles. That's a lot. Like, 4 is about the average. 5 is,
4 is what I got.
You got 4?
I only got 4. I got well, including Ali McNeil. I got DJ Reeder, Tyleek Williams, and Roy Lopez.
Okay.
So I don't even have Miles Adams on there because I haven't heard that much impressive stuff about him in camp, first of all. And second of all, that damn preseason game, he was ass. So
yeah. Yeah, a lot of those guys did not do very much to help themselves in that first game. So hopefully they can bounce back in the second game. All right, linebackers. I have Campbell, Anzalone, Barnes, Stewart, Rodrigo, and Cunningham. What you say?
Anzalone, Barnes, Campbell, and Nowaski.
I forgot about Nowaski. I don't think there's a spot for Nowaski right now in the 53. Cunningham, I think, got that spot.
Because the Lions play a nickel, they're playing more of a nickel defense like they did last year. They only use 2. Sometimes they went to a 3-4. Other times they went to a 2-4-5.
Yeah.
But most of the time they were in 2-4-5. So Jack Campbell and Alex Anzalone are going to be the ones starting.
Right.
That's my starters. Derek Barnes and Zach Cunningham will be the backups. Now, depending on the defensive tackle situation or defensive line situation, I would probably add, I don't know. I got to see Stewart do something at linebacker. I like Nowaski. I think he's a good guy too. I just didn't put either one of them on there right now because I'm not feeling them. So
sure.
I got 4 linebackers. So I hope somebody gets hurt.
Yeah, that's why I added Stewart and Cunningham because I think that those guys, if anything,
that's right. I put Malcolm on there because he's on he's on the pup right now. But I got Malcolm on there. Yeah, it's either him or Stewart.
Yeah, I think it could come down to Stewart and Cunningham depending on if they want to keep 6 linebackers. I would say Stewart probably has more of a special teams kind of feel right now. So, because that's kind of where he came from the Colts. So I think that, he could have a spot because of the special teams aspect. Phipp loves his guys. All right, let's go to cornerbacks. I got Reed, Arnold, Robinson, Yasin, Maddox, and Rakestraw. What you say?
I got Reed, Arnold, Robertson, Maddox, and Rocky Yasin. I don't know. Rakestraw, he's going to be out for a while. He's more than likely going to go to the IR.
Yeah. More likely, yeah. He's probably in the IR
right now. I'll already see your face, B. I've already seen your face.
I got my 5 starting defensive backs because, like I said, they play nickel. It's going to be DJ Reed, Terrion Arnold, Amik Robertson, Brian Branch, and Joseph Kirby. Those are going to be the starters. Backups are going to be Avante Maddox, Yasin, and because Dan Jackson's out for the year, got to give it to my guy Maurice Norris. Khalil Dorsey's on the pup, so I put Lauren Strickland in there. It could be Ian Kenneally. Nobody's really talked about him, but I've heard he's been doing pretty decent.
He was battling with Dan Jackson for that spot, yeah. And now that Dan Jackson's out,
he's still last in the depth chart as far as the Lions have him. He's way back there, but Maurice North, and Khalil Dorsey's on the POP, so I concluded him because I'm sure he'll be back.
Yeah, Dorsey will definitely be on the roster because of his special teams. He's an ace. Yeah. What about why Norris? I haven't seen a lot from Norris. I'm curious.
Because I think Norris is a very good player. He showed that last year when he was in certain situations he had to play. when their secondary was banged up. Now, to come in there, I mean, when you put them in a situation where your defense has no defense at the point, because that's the Lions were. They were on their last 2 defensive guys, basically, in the Commanders game. I mean, they threw him in there because Meek went down. So he got thrown into fire in a bad situation during a playoff game. No defense, no defensive help around you because everybody was scrambling to find out where the hell they were at. So, I mean, I like him. I think he was good the year before too, as well. He was pretty good on the squad last year too. So I'll keep.
All right. And as far as safety, like you got Branch, you got Joseph. Now that Dan Jackson's out, who's your 4th safety outside of Strickland?
Probably. Well, it'd be Maurice Norris. Maurice Norris is in the safety position. He is that on the depth chart.
And
he's not a corner. He's not a cornerback.
No, he's on a safety, and maybe Ian Kennelly. That's why I got question mark by him. It's either him or Norris to me.
No, okay.
I didn't even put Enos on there because Rakestraws. It's going to be another Dan Mosley thing going on with him. I'm not. He's too frail for the NFL right now. He's too frail for the NFL.
Mosley had some ACL injuries. Rakestraws had some chest injuries, which is interesting.
Which is frail. That's what that is. He's glass. He's going to be held together by Elmer's glue, and you can't have a cornerback held together by Elmer's glue. Sorry, that's just a pick that's not going to work.
Bake straw. I like that name, Brent. Bake straw.
Yeah.
Break straw.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go to and the special teams. Pretty easy one. Fox, Bates, Hogan.
Yep.
And Khalif Raymond is a kick punt returner.
Well, he's in the receiver. But yeah.
No, he's a kick returner. That's considered a spot.
Right, but
no, it's considered part of the 53-man roster. He is a punt receiver. He's a punt returner and kick returner. That is a slot. You
guys are both right. Like it is a spot, but we've already added him.
Receiver. Yeah.
He's a receiver. I didn't add him. I add him on there, but I put in parentheses behind him special teams because he's already on.
No, I mean, that's
I see what you both are saying. Yeah.
We're pretty much saying
that's why you usually put your cornerbacks and your kick and your receivers, there so you can fill spots up. That's playing with the board basically. And that's what the Lions do. The Khalif Raymond is a punt returner and a kick returner, flat out on special teams. That's a spot, so they don't have to include him on a spot for a receiver,
right?
Even though he plays receiver.
Got you.
See what I'm saying?
Quick question: do you guys think that there's any chance out there that Jameson Williams could possibly be a punt returner?
No.
Hell no.
No chance.
And even if he could, even if he could, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
No way in hell.
I'd rather have him as a gunner than a returner. Let's put it that way.
Because Tesla would have a spot real quick.
Yeah,
I'll tell you because that would be filled up with him real quick.
Wrapping up the roster projection. What is the strongest position on this team right now?
I'm going to say it is our DB room, and before you guys kill me, I'm going to explain. Reason why I'm going to say it's the DB room is because I expect Terry Arnold to make a leap from last year. You got DJ Reed, who's a good cornerback. He's there is the same as Carlton Davis or a step up, and he's healthy, but might I add. You also added a Super Bowl winning cornerback in Maddox. You got Rocky Ya-Sin. I think that our DB room, I'm going to specifically point out corners, could possibly be the strongest right now because you have so much depth of people who can actually play rather than question marks. If one of our corners go down, God forbid, you don't have Kendall Vildor out there playing. You don't have Mr. Pass drop off of a face mask sitting back there, and you got actually people who can play.
Okay.
So I'm thinking this.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I have no problems with that.
Don't be bashing Vildor for that. That could
B,
happen.
what's your strongest position on the team?
He just ain't a good quarterback. I'm going with Jay. It's the strongest position on there. In the roster spots, this is why I'm saying that you're not going to see when we had this discussion about Avonte Maddox, he's not going to be in a safety slot. What he's going to be is in a corner slot. He's behind right now. He's behind Amik Robinson. There's a reason for that. Okay, so if one of our safeties goes down, knock on wood, that he's versatile, so he can play the nickel, he can play a corner, and he can play a safety. So it's better to put him in a at a corner position, so you can add more safeties back there, like Lauren Strickland or Khalil Dorsey, and just have them be back there. But
if
like
happens to Meek, he can slide him in, right?
Yeah, and something happens to Meek, or if something happens to any of the corners, again, knock on wood, that he can step in there, just like Rocky Sin. I think that's why they're starting him as safety too. They want to have as many versatile people they can possibly have in both positions in the secondary. That makes your secondary stronger.
Not only that, but it makes it easier to make your 53-man roster because you don't have to add just a one position player. You have multiple positions.
Putting players in there so you have more defensive backs in there, even though you have a lot of versatile defensive backs. So that's
great.
I
would say for me is the defensive tackles. When Aleem McNeil's healthy, he's one of the best. Reeder is still a solid guy. Williams is in my opinion, a really good player, up and coming. Lopez is an underrated player that a lot of people aren't talking about. And then Wingo showed flashes. So if all those guys are healthy, you're talking about 5 defensive tackles that you can literally interchange. So, and when you talk about where the Lions have to really dominate this year is up front. They have to.
He could, Brett. It could be. I'm saying either him or Maurice Norris, either one of those two.
Yeah.
It's whoever's going to make more plays. Like Kennelly is way back in the depth chart right now, according to what.
Though he did make a good play on that running back. He put him in the ground. He picked him up and put him in the ground.
He's making plays like that. I think
he's making plays like that. He can make the 53.
He can definitely make that. Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Flipping the page. What position are you most concerned with?
Offensive line.
Okay.
Because it just seemed like it's been a big turnover with our offensive linemen right now that I don't know how they're all going to mesh together. Like, we know that obviously we can depend on Penei Sewell, we can depend on Taylor Decker, but I mean, Graham Glasgow having to play center full time now, and then you're going to have 2 new guards. That's going to be something that I'm worried about. Like, how well will Graham Glasgow be able to hold off the pressure from up the middle? Because when Jared Goff is getting pressure from the middle, not really the edges, that's when he kind of seemed to falter the most. As if any quarterback.
That's the worst time you want to get pressures up.
So, I want to see how it goes. If they can get pressure in the middle and they can actually fill those gaps, if the opposing defensive tackles can fill the gaps, how will Montgomery be able to get through? How will Jahmyr Gibbs be able to get his burst of speed to get through those A and B gaps? So I'm really kind of worried about it. I think they'll do well, but that's kind of my concern.
I was going to say lack of an experience. I mean, you got a lot of guys that don't have a lot of football experience. Awashika is probably your most experienced guard, outside of, he's your most experienced guard. So there you go. So, so it's going to be fun to watch that group mesh. What about you, B?
I'm saying the same thing too. Okay. My opinion's a little bit different than Jay's, though. I think what it is, we got to look at it like this. Frank did a very good job at center, but he was a human being. And Jay is right. When pressure comes up the middle for Goff, or any quarterback for that matter, it flusters them. And Frank wasn't always, he was a great, just think about this. He was pretty good, stopping people from coming up the middle, but there was times when he was not able to do that. Mm-hmm. So just think of those few times that happened to Frank, and then you got Glasgow at center.
Yeah.
And Glasgow's hell of a not Frank. So it's going to be, they're going to have to do a lot of team blocking in the middle.
Yeah.
In other words, that both the guards, which are, one's a rookie, one's a first-year guy, are going to have to help Glasgow out. This is what concerns me. The middle of the offensive line has got to mesh quick. They got to understand where their protections are at, because if they don't, they're going to get blown off the ball. Because again, this is the NFL, and the team that I fear the most in our division with that is the defensive tackles from Minnesota, because Minnesota was the one that gave Frank the most fits both games.
Yeah,
when we played them, and those defensive tackles ain't no joke. Okay, they will blast up the middle. They have no problem doing that. And like I said, even though we killed Minnesota the last game, guess how many picks got through? 2. You want to know why? Both those picks came when somebody's coming up the middle on them.
Yeah.
So you gotta. That's the thing and that was with Frank now playing. You know what I'm saying? Ragnow playing. So that I'm just saying it's.
Yeah, I think
got to gel quick.
Yeah. And also too, to piggyback on what you said, I think that's another reason why they have those blocking tight ends, because they're going to ask those tight ends to do a lot more blocking than probably they expected to block. Hence why I think Yeboah is going to make it, because any kind of blocking tight end you can get in there that is just a good blocker, that's going to benefit the O-line tremendously, especially when you got a lot of young youth guys on both sides. So it'll be interesting. There's no doubt that the offensive line has gone from one of the best offensive lines to probably more of top 10 offensive line. So it has potential to go back up, but it's gonna take some time. I got them
at top 5 still until they prove me wrong. I mean, I thought they would be top 1, but when Ragnow left, that was
like, Rags didn't do us any solids. That's for damn sure. He should have definitely retired before the draft. All right.
Made so much of Ziegler leaving too. Ziegler was just a replacement in the first place for
he was getting along the two.
Semo was going to take that. Yeah, Semo was going to take that spot. So I mean, okay, yeah, he did play. He was probably one of our best offensive linemen, to tell you the truth. But whatever.
Yeah. My position of concern is the safety. If you lose Brian Branch or you lose Kirby Joseph for any reason, you're really going to struggle at safety, because I do not trust Strickland or anybody else to come in and pair with either one of them. You know, these guys are really good. Like they're one of the best 2 tandems in the NFL. Brian Branch, because he can play anywhere on the field. Kirby Joseph is a free safety that can literally guard anywhere on the field. Like, so you lose any of those dudes, your defense takes a huge dip, because the difference between those 2 dudes and everybody else is huge. So that's my concern. But, you know, it always seems funny because the Lions always have a weak safety group. It's just, thank God, both of them have been very durable and healthy, you know. Yeah, no, Minnesota is dangerous. True. And they got Josh Allen, too. I'm not Josh Allen. They got
Watch Minnesota be trash this year, man. I'm hoping
their defense will be good.
They've been flying a little bit.
I'm hoping every one of our division opponents are trash, but that ain't going to happen. That's not the reality of playing.
Look, man, Minnesota of all teams have been flying really close to the sun, you know, and they got away with a lot of mediocrity, and they won a lot of games where they should have lost. I don't know if it catches up to them, but I mean, J.J. McCarthy coming into that team.
All I gotta say,
let's hope. Let's just bank on them not really being good. Let's be like an 8-9 win team.
Let's just say this, Jay. We don't know what J.J. McCarthy is. We don't know what Caleb Williams is. We barely know what Jordan Love is. Like, there's a lot of big question marks with these rival teams. So who knows what's going to happen? I mean, if your quarterback is ass or can't play, good luck. You're not going to win a lot of games.
That's a thing a lot of our division opponents don't. They always say, well, you lost your offensive coordinator and your defensive. Well, dude, we don't know what Jordan Love is. We don't know what Caleb Williams is, and we don't know what J.J. McCarthy
Sure as hell don't know what J.J. McCarthy
We know what Jared McGough is, though, don't we? That's right. The best quarterback.
And we know
in our quarterback.
And we know what J-Mo is. We know what St. Brown is. We know what Gibbs is.
It's not about the X's and O's. It's more about the Jims and Joes. You understand? We got players on our team. We got all pros on our team for a reason. Yes, we had good coaches. I'm not going to downplay anything Aaron Glenn or Ben Johnson did. But let's not make it seem like they made those players. They're all pros for a reason.
Players play and coaches coach.
Thank you.
Right.
All right. On that note, let's go ahead and move on to our NFC and AFC West previews. So we're going to start with the NFC. And let's start with the Los Angeles Rams. What do y'all think about the Rams this year? B, I'll start with you.
Oh, they're winning that division. That's it. They're winning the division.
That's it.
I think they're going to be one of the playoff teams, and it's going to come down to them and the Lions again in the playoffs. It's just going to be, as long as Stafford there, it's going to be inevitable.
Well,
So
it's funny. It's funny you mentioned
is.
that Stafford is seeing a back specialist. Are you concerned at all with Stafford's injury problems?
Nope. Because McVay already said he's good to go. He's just getting some tweaks and minor tweaks. That's what happens when you get older in the NFL. He'll be fine.
Yeah. How do you think that Devontae Adams is going to fit with Puka Nacua?
I mean, actually, to tell you the truth, it's really on Stafford. Stafford should be elated. He's got a good solid receiver and Adams, and then Puka Nacua, dude is outrageously good. There's a talk that Higbee could be cut from the team, but I don't know. Higbee's a good guy to go to too. He's got a good running back. His offensive line is starting to gel because they got rid of Jonah Jackson, and then that was the stab. And they got good young defense. So I mean,
their D line is damn good.
Yeah, their team is trending up.
My only concern with the Rams is probably the secondary. They don't have really a lot of big names or a lot of experience, but they have some players that could pan out. But that D line, if it gets to the quarterback, it really doesn't matter. The secondary,
right? That's what I'm saying. The front seven are just absolutely awesome. So
yeah.
I think that's what they're banking on as well. They didn't go out and really sign any or draft any secondary help in the first place, and they got rid of one of the guys that they had was White. So he was crap anyway. So I mean, he was at the end of his career, but they should be fine. They're going to be fine. Okay. They're going to be.
So I have one in the division too. Jay, do you feel the same way?
10-7 win them the division.
Okay. All right. What about the 49ers?
I think they finish second in their division. I think they can win about 9 games. I think they'll win 9 games. And reason being is because it just seemed like they took a hit last year. Injuries, a lot of people departed.
They lost a lot of players in the offseason.
Still don't even know where we are with Ayuk yet. You lost what's his face, Deebo Samuel. I seen a stat that when the Lions played the Niners in the NFC Championship game, I want to say they had Deebo Samuel aligned. If Deebo Samuel had sat out, that the line was going to move 4.5 points, like the Lions were going to be favored or something like that in that game. So when you lose that element of Deebo Samuel, a guy that you can line up at receiver and running back and then have Christian McCaffrey on the field, I think that gives that team a kind of an advantage. You don't have that anymore. Yeah. You don't have that anymore with Deebo Samuel. You lost a couple players. I think they win 9 games this season. You paid Brock Purdy a hell of a lot of money, and I still don't think he's worth that money.
Their best receiver right now is Pearsall.
But exactly.
Yeah, he's hurt.
And so I think they win 9 games. I think they can probably split their division, but 9 games is max for me.
Okay. What do you say, B?
Oh hell, I don't even see them win 9 games. 6 maybe.
Yeah. Did y'all look at their schedule? They have one of the easiest schedules in the NFL.
That don't mean nothing. If you suck, it's just going to match what your schedule is. So every team that you play against that you suck, you play against the other.
The thing is that the teams that suck worse than they do.
They ain't winning but about 6 games, man. First of all, they haven't figured out what's going on with IU. Second of all, Jawan Jennings is a problem. They still haven't figured his ass out yet either. You don't know if he's going to stay or go, get traded, whatever, pay him or whatever he wants.
We got Kittle.
Kittle's not, but one guy.
Yeah, Hey, Jawan Jennings is still there. He's not going anywhere.
Jawan Jennings ain't nobody. Everybody acts like he's the best thing. He had a couple of good games
solid.
last season. Okay.
Pearsall's the really one.
Is he better than Jameson? Is he better than Jameson Williams?
Who?
No. Anyway,
Jawan Jennings?
No. Hell no. Anyway, they got a Pearsall. I don't know what's going to happen with him. He's already hurt in training camp. Then on top of it, their offensive line getting older. Williams.
Yeah, they didn't replace Williams.
Trent Williams.
For Williams.
Yeah,
that was surprising.
And then on top of that, I mean, we don't know what's going on with CMC too. People are telling him don't go out there and play, but he wants to go out there and play. They break his legs again. It's going to be over for him. He ain't going to have no career. So I'm just and Kyle Shanahan, he's getting old. He keeps trying to get to the promised land. He keeps getting his ass kicked. It's time to move on from that whole situation. The only good spot for San Francisco is their defense. And that's because not only the players they have on there, although they did lose some players, but Salah's there. Mm-hmm. And that'll keep them solid. So that's why I said they're going to win about 6 games.
Yeah, they lost.
They ain't finishing second. They're probably going to struggle finishing third or fourth, right? Third.
Yeah, losing Hufanga and losing Greenlaw was big losses.
Yeah, those are big big players on that team.
So yeah, I think the Niners finished second, but I get what you're saying. Just because the schedule is super favorable for them. It's stupid.
Same,
favorable.
Robbie. Same.
Why you got such hate for San Francisco?
Same,
being a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I'm trying to figure that one out.
All right, let's move to Seattle. What is Seattle doing?
Seattle, I think they may win 4 or 5 games. I don't see them doing anything well. I mean, because you got Sam Darnold over there. What receivers do you have that are going to actually give you that you had when you were in Minnesota? You had an ample amount of weapons in Minnesota. You don't have that over there in Seattle.
They got a 2-headed monster in Charbonnet and Walker.
I mean, but you don't have the receivers. You don't have the offensive line. I don't think that he has that same type of structure in Seattle that he had in Minnesota. And then let's say
the team's not better. That's for sure. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, exactly. So when you look at it this way, like if he struggles, guess who they're going to put in? Jalen Milroe. And then you're going to have a rookie quarterback that can barely throw the ball running your offense. I don't see this being a good year for Seattle at all.
I think the pressure is not on Seattle this year because the fact is that like you mentioned, they need some help at the skill positions.
They need some
especially
players.
The receiver, right?
They need some players over there.
Defense can be pretty solid.
This will be the team that competes with San Francisco to see who's in last place. Because they're basically built just like San Francisco right now. They have their defense is pretty solid. They have a pretty solid defense, but that offense. I mean, I love Walker.
Mm-hmm.
I know you don't care too much about him, Jay, but he is from Michigan State, and he's a good running back. He's a really good running back.
Yeah.
And I don't think the offensive line is anything. You don't have KOC over there, so that automatically hampers Sam Darnold.
Yeah, you have a defensive coach in McDonald.
You don't have Justin Jefferson. You don't have Addison. You don't have Cockinson. You don't have all the little things that you need that made him successful in Minnesota. We're going to see Sam Darnoldson from the Carolina Panthers. That we're going to see.
That's not good for Seattle fans to hear. They don't want to hear that shit.
Nope.
But yeah, I definitely do agree. I think that Seattle probably more likely finishes probably last in this division. And it's more so because the fact is they just need more talent. And I think that, getting Darnold is the right step, but you got to get him more weapons because when Sam Darnold has weapons around him, he's more effective. And so they've got some good pieces. I mean, they've got the running back tandems of Charbonnet and Walker. They've also got Njigba. They got Bobo, the receiver / tight end they really like. Mm-hmm. But they could use some other guys. So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see how they – because they always play hard. That's one thing about Seattle. They always are a gritty team, and they always play hard. But it could be a rough year for them.
Well, that was with Pete Carroll's team.
Oh, that's true.
With this team, we kicked their ass last year. I knew that was going to happen. As soon as Pete Carroll left Seattle, I said, "Oh well, we're going to win this game because Pete Carroll ain't there."
That was a
Pete
great
Carroll.
game.
Pete Carroll is a grit guy. He's a grit guy, just like Dan is. So I mean, he's a 73-year-old grit guy, the man that wants to wrestle his own offensive lineman for I don't know
And
what.
Pete Carroll's still balling out at 70 years old, man.
Yeah. So I mean that was the element that Seattle lost right there was the coaching. So I just their defense is going to be good, obviously, because they have the defensive coach over there. So
yeah. Let's talk about the Cardinals. What you say about the Cardinals?
I think they win 8 games.
For his life.
I think they win 8 games. I still think the Cardinals got a way to go before they're a real contender, but they can win some games. They added a couple pieces on their defense, and I think they got better. They're getting more healthier now. I can see them winning 8 games.
What do you think, B?
Second place in this division, hands down.
Wow.
They are a better team than people are giving them credit for. And let me tell you something. They have experience. They got the little leprechaun back there throwing. He's got better targets to throw to this year. McBride, Marvin Harrison Jr., and the other receiver that they got. I forgot what his name is. But he's a fast guy too. They still got Connor as running back. I think they did get another running back to back him up, and not Golden. No, Golden was
no. It's not Golden. No, it's Golden.
Golden is on Green Bay.
It was a Texas receiver.
Something, yeah. It's one of those guys, a real fast guy.
Yeah.
But they did a lot to shore up their defense too. I mean, they practically took a half Philadelphia's defense and put it on their team.
They brought Calais. They brought Sweat.
Yeah. And they got Will Johnson back there now. Mm-hmm. Hopefully he has a good season. He stays upright.
Buda Baker.
Buda Baker's back there. I'm sure Buda Baker's not going to be asking for a trade now. So I mean, their defensive backfield, as far as the corners is 50-50 because they still got. I think they still got Bunting. Bunting is back there, a guy from I think he's from Central, but yeah,
Starling Thomas is out for the year. That was the guy that we had on our, and then he signed on.
Starling was from Starling was played in the UFL for the Panthers.
Okay, yeah. Jay, who do you have in second place? B said he has the Cardinals. I have the Niners. Who do you have?
My heart still want to say the Niners because the Niners can always seem to pull something out of their behinds. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Cardinals won. I mean, I'm not really surprised if the Cardinals win second place. It's not a very hard division at all. I mean, I'm just really going to be honest with you. I feel like the Rams own that division now, and
as long as Stafford's healthy, the Rams should run away with that division.
I wouldn't be surprised if Arizona won second place in that division.
Okay. All right, let's move on to the AFC West. So we'll start with the Chefs versus the Refs, the Chiefs. What do you say, B?
I've been thinking about this because the AFC West is probably pretty tough. They're probably one of the toughest divisions in the NFL besides the NFC North. Mm-hmm. And I think at this moment, I'm going to still put Kansas City number one only because they have Patrick Mahomes. Let me tell you something. I've been doing stats of other quarterbacks. And Patrick Mahomes, he had a bad year last year. That's and I'm not you can't blame it on receivers all the time because you know what? Good quarterbacks find receivers no matter who they are. Aaron Rodgers made a living of it. Tom Brady made a living doing that.
Yeah.
He struggled. He just struggled. He had a bad year. And they still got in the Super Bowl. Think about that.
Yeah.
So you have a leader like that on your team who's Brady-esque as a leader, then I would put you at first place. It's a close first place with another team we're going to mention.
Okay.
But first place.
What do you say, Jay?
I want to say, so my heart is telling me that Kansas City is going to win that. But Kansas City has won the division how many times? The last 6 years, is it they won the division?
5 or 6 years, yeah.
Somebody has to dethrone them. And I think Jim Harbaugh starter might be the people to do it. They added a couple good pieces to their team. You still got Jesse Minter over there running the defense really well. You got Hampton, you got Najee Harris, you got two good running backs. You just build up your offensive line this offseason. I think they may have the tools to dethrone Kansas City. So
Okay.
I'm going to say the Chargers at 1 and the Chiefs at 2.
I think for me, Kansas City, I mean, I agree with B. I mean, they have the best quarterback in that division until otherwise said. They have an aging Travis Kelce, but hopefully somebody who's more motivated to play better this year. He kind of was a shell of himself last year. Worthy should hopefully take another step forward. Rashid Rice, if he stays out of trouble, he's a good receiver for them. Hollywood Brown, they've got weapons. I don't know who their running backs are. Like, they don't run the football very much. I mean, Pacheco is their – yeah, but I mean, they're not a big running team.
And they got what's his face back too, Hunt.
Oh, okay.
Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, well, they didn't do nothing to the Super Bowl, but hopefully they try to run the football more because they need to do that. They have to be more balanced and not put everything on Patrick Mahomes. As far as the defense is still pretty solid. As long as Spags is coaching that defense, they should be pretty good. They just gave Karlaftis a huge deal. They still got Chris Jones. They got McDuffie in the back end. So yeah, I would, and they got the best coach in the division. So I would say the Chiefs are probably going to win again. It's going to be close, but they'll probably win the division. Let's talk about you mentioned the Chargers. Let's talk about the Chargers. Talk to me, Jay, about the Chargers. You kind of alluded a little bit to it.
Yep, like I say, I think that with them building up a little bit of their offensive line this season and getting RJ Hampton, I think that was a great addition to their team. And he put that on display Thursday night.
And Najee Harris.
Yeah, and Najee Harris. Getting to that too. I think he's running that team like he did with Michigan. Remember, first year, it wasn't really all that great over there. He needed to put his guys in place, get his coordinators in place. He did that his first year. And now it just seems like he's confident with the team he has now. And he can win that division. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because, like you say, Travis Kelce isn't how he was before. Yeah, you got Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, which is always a threat. But now you have this younger team on the come up that you're going to have to fight with. Patrick Mahomes, let's be honest, he's having to do it by himself now. Justin Herbert don't have to do it by himself. He got reliable receivers, Lad McConkey, and I know Quentin Johnston, he can be a little bit off and on, but what about his running backs? Offensive line is really good. So I think that I really think the Chargers, man, they're going to take that division. I think they win 11, 12 games this year.
So you have them win the division?
Yeah. And I think the Chiefs may be a game behind them. Like, they're going to be right there, but I think it's going to be like a last game of the year kind of thing that they play that's going to decide it.
Interesting.
I'll have to see their schedule, but I can see it coming down to late in the season.
B, talk about the Chargers.
So the Chargers will probably be – this is going to be kind of like the same thing to NFC North. This is what I'm saying. Their division is kind of built the same way because anybody can win that division right now. I think the Chiefs have the upper hand because they're used to winning that division and they have the better quarterback in the situation. But the Chargers, they could be ones to challenge that number one seed too. I think they're going to have a pretty good record. I think they're going to be close to – I think like the Chiefs, I think they're going to be like maybe 10-7, 11-6, and the Chargers are going to because they're going to beat up on each other in this division. I think the Chargers will be like that too. They with this Keenan Allen and being used to being on the Chargers in the first place, this is going to help them a whole bunch. Their defense has gotten better, healthier. Their offensive line is like underrated. They have a very good offensive line, so they should be running through there.
Just sign Slater and have Joe Alt there. That was two good tackles. Yeah, they're young,
so I think they're poised to be taking that number one spot too. But I just don't. Something just. Patrick Mahomes. I don't know. But they're up there. I think they would be ones to challenging Kansas City for that number one spot. They'll be the other team that challenges Kansas City for that number one spot.
Okay. Yeah, so about the Chargers, I think the Chargers will finish third in the division. They're going to have over 10 wins more likely because they're a good team. This is just like one of those. This is like the North Division. Like you're going to have 3 teams possibly over 10 wins in some aspect. 2 things about the Chargers that really surprised me. First off, I don't think Jim Harbaugh's ever had a quarterback this talented in Justin Herbert. So it's interesting because Jim Harbaugh's philosophy, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Jay, on this, is pretty much run the football and play really good defense, right? That's what his philosophy has always been.
Always has been, yep.
Yeah. The thing is that you have a top 10 quarterback in Justin Herbert, and you have a plethora of weapons. You mentioned Johnson. You mentioned McConkey. You mentioned Keenan Allen. Trey Harris that they're raving about big time. You've got a plethora of weapons at Justin Herbert's disposal. Not to mention Omarion Hampton and Najee Harris can catch the ball at the backfield. So it's going to be interesting to see if Jim stays with his philosophy for the most part, or if he decides to change it up and air it out, because he's got Justin Herbert, who is a damn good quarterback. I mean, he just hasn't had the opportunities, and he's got a plethora of weapons he can just dissect defenses with.
I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see him deviating from that plan, and you've seen it with the linemen that he's added on top of the running backs, the 2 power running backs that he's added to that team. He's definitely a run first type of guy. And I mean, you can look at the stats declining from, and when I say stats declining, I don't mean like he just took a drop off, but you see the attempts are less when you look at Justin Herbert's pass attempts. I mean, like back in 2021, he had 5,000 yards passing. He had 4,700 yards passing. Then he had gotten injured in the 23 season. I know you guys remember that. But then last year, he had 3,800 yards passing, and he was fairly healthy. So, Jim Harbaugh has never been an air it out type of guy. I'm just going to air it out to you. He's always been a run first type of guy. And he's brought that to the Chargers, so I can see them running the ball a hell of a lot of times this season. He don't need to air it out 40 times a game like he used to.
I'm not saying 40. I'm not saying 40 times, but I'm saying when you've got that kind of weapons, you can't really. You're gonna have to pass a lot because you have a lot of mouths to feed.
He can interchange it, but I think he sticks with the handoff. The safer bet would be to throw intermediate passes and hand the ball off. Play that slow, methodical football where you can win a game 13-10. Or if you got to win a 17-14 or something like that to do that. You don't need to win in the shootout like a lot of people may think you do, right? Yeah. I mean, if he can pass the ball 23 times a game like he did with J.J. McCarthy, he can complete 17 and maybe get 1 touchdown, I think he'd be fine with that. He wants to run the ball. He got those big guys Slater out there for a reason. That man's going to run that football.
Huh. You might be right. B, do you want to add anything to that?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So I don't know if y'all knew this, but of course the Eagles had the number 1 defense. We all know that. You know who had the number 2 defense?
Was it the
Chargers.
Or Broncos.
Right.
Chargers.
Oh, the Chargers?
Right.
Chargers had the 2nd-ranked defense. Jesse Minter in his first year took his defense to 2nd-ranked. And that's surprising because if you look at their roster on defense, outside of Derwin James, Khalil Mack, maybe you could say Khalil Mack because he's still there. Outside of that, they're really doing it with the guys that you really don't know a lot about, which speaks more to – oh, no, he's on the Bills.
Well, he was on there last year.
Oh, he was on it last year. Yeah. But I mean, but they're not household names. Like when you look at the defense, Derwin James, Khalil Mack. Like they're doing it with a lot of young guys that we really don't know a lot about. And so that speaks more to Jesse Minters and how he's able to turn that defense around. And I would argue and say that they probably have the best defense in the conference. Well, 2nd best defense, I'm sorry. So it'll be interesting to see. Harbaugh has everything going for him. He's got Herbert at the helm. He's got weapons galore. He's got great O-line. He's got a good, really solid defense. It really falls on Justin Herbert, if I look at it this way. Like, Justin Herbert's really got a ball out this year, and I think he will. I think he's going to have a really good season because Harbaugh's going to put him in the best positions possible. And they're not going to be in shootouts like Jay was saying because their defense is so damn good. More likely it's going to be, they're going to be able to win big in some games because of just how good that defense is. So, but I haven't finishing third. So let's move on to Denver. Jay, talk to me about Denver.
Denver, this is going to be so odd because you got my man Numbnuts Bo Nix starting in his second year.
Numbnuts.
Sean Payton.
Put some respect on his name, man. He played well last year.
That's
Bo
right.
Nix, he's starting in his second year. And they were a playoff team last year, but I don't know if they're going to run it back. I don't know if Bo Nix is going to have that sophomore slump, but I'm betting on what's their win total? Isn't it like 8.5 wins, 9.5 wins? I'm betting on them winning 9 games, possibly finishing third in the division. That's a hard division that they're in, and I don't know if Sean Payton is going to be able to compete with the Chiefs or with the Jim Harbaugh-led Chargers. So I think they win about 9 games next year or this season.
Go ahead, B.
Yeah, I'm completely
9.5 wins.
I think they're going to challenge for that number 1 seed as well. I think their defense got a whole heck of a lot better than it was last year, and they were a good defense last year. And their offense, the only thing that they don't have is John Morton, because John Morton is no longer the passing coordinator there. So he helped Bo Nix out a lot with Denver. But Sean Payton, come on. Sean Payton is a very good coach.
One of the best play callers out there.
He's one of the best play callers out there. I mean, there's a reason why DC calls him the mentor. So, I mean, he's out there. Bo Nix is going to be good. They just signed Sutton to a long-term contract. They do have pliable players out there. The only thing, and their offensive line is pretty decent too. They're another one of those offensive lines that are underrated. The only problem I have right now with their offense is their running back committee. I want to see how good, because they drafted a running back. They got rid of one of their running backs and sent him to Dallas. And I just don't know.
Who is their starting running back right now? Right. In the season started.
I don't know, because they got rid of their starting running back from last year.
Oh, Javonte Williams. Well, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Let's see. Broncos
quarterback. I was about to be like Bo Nix.
RJ Harvey. Oh, they're really high on RJ Harvey. I heard a lot about this guy.
Yeah, Hardy. Yeah.
Real quick twitch, fast guy. Yeah. But basically a rookie, so that's a good point. Yeah. They really don't know what they have in him yet. Also,
and then behind him, in front of him, behind him, whatever the hell you want to say, they got Blake Watson. Ooh.
J.K. Dobbins.
Jaleel McLaurin. Audric Eston was the one that was a player that was out there last year, and J.K. Dobbins, they just picked him up, and Tyler Batty, another one of those good running backs. So we'll see what happens. That's a real mixed up running back room. I think they're going to be throwing people out there just to see if they can run. There's
potential. There's potential there because RJ Harvey. A lot of people have been hyping on him, and Estime from Notre Dame. That's a big dude. That's a bowling ball. If you watch him at Notre Dame, this guy can run.
I watched him last year play with the Broncos. I mean, he was very good with them. I mean, they went to a 3-headed monster basically with running backs.
A lot of inexperience at running back. I agree with you on that.
But Batty and Eston, they carried the ball a lot too. So they were doing awesome. So I mean, it depends where Harvey fits in. It depends where Dobbins fits in. They might have 4 running backs themselves. So
yeah. Yeah, I have Denver finishing second, and honestly, my heart says Denver, but I think Denver can win this division. I really do, because of the way Bo Nix has played well. Sean Payton's not going to let him have a slump because Sean Payton's one of the best quarterback coaches out there. He'll right the wrongs. I am worried about their running back crew. It is a little bit more inexperienced. You got rid of Javonte Williams. Even the receivers, too. I mean, Cortland Sutton's a dog. We know that. But Marvin Mims is their next receiver. He's shown some flashes, but, is he going to be that guy to step up in the number 2 role? I think their second best receiver could be Evan Ingram. They got him, and Evan Ingram, he's a good receiver. He's not a blocker, but he'll catch the ball for you. Mm-hmm. But I think really where this gets Denver to the top of the mountain is the defense. You talk about their defense. Their D-line is solid. Their linebackers are solid. And they probably have the best cornerback or one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL in Patrick Surtain. And they drafted Jahade Barron out of Texas, who was another good guy in college. So you're pairing Surtain and Barron on both sides. It's going to be very hard to throw against those two guys. So this defense can get to the quarterback. Van Joseph is one of the better defensive coordinators nobody talks about. And this could be Denver's year, but I think the Chiefs edge them by a little bit more so because of Patrick Mahomes. That's really the only edge I give, is that Patrick Mahomes right now and Bo Nix, 2 different quarterbacks. But
agreed.
All right. Well, that wraps up our previews of the NFC and AFC West.
We're just not going to talk about the Raiders, huh?
Raiders.
Oh, shoot. My bad. Oh, man. Captain Jack would have killed me right now.
Last place.
Last place. 5
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's talk about the Raiders really quick. B, tell me what you think about the Raiders.
I think they'll be better than they were last year, but that's not saying a whole bunch. They might be.
Is Geno an upgrade?
2 games. Geno is definitely an upgrade to any quarterbacks they had on there last year. A whole hell of a lot. Yeah,
you
got to remember
something. More wins.
Geno isn't a flashy guy, but that dude gets yards. And he's over the last 2 or 3 seasons, he's put up like one of the top 5 yards in the NFL. So he's sneaky.
Does it equate to more wins?
That way. That's his team around him. I don't talk about wins when I talk about quarterbacks because they aren't the only ones out there. But Geno does help them improve those odds. That's why I said they'll probably be good for 1 or 2 more wins, maybe 3 if they're lucky. Genty, we got to see what he does in actual football games, but he's promising. Then, of course, as the coaches, I mean, Pete Carroll is automatically an upgrade to that organization. And you got Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is the truth. And
Jacoby Myers.
Jacoby Myers is a decent receiver. They have a decent offensive line. Their defense is okay. Max Crosby is about the only thing great on their defense right now. So I mean, the coaching alone and the upgrade at quarterback alone will probably give them like maybe 1 to 2 wins, 3 at the best. So they'll be on last place. They're not going anywhere further than that.
What do you say, Jay?
I think they win about 5 games. I think it's an upgrade, but I just don't think they're there yet, man. Pete Carroll, good head coach. Listen, I like Pete Carroll. I think he's really good. I think he's great.
Solid dude.
So come on, what are we doing here? He's the oldest head coach in the league. He come in, he has his guy, Geno Smith, but there has to be a lot of pieces moved in order for them to be really good and take it serious. So I think they can win about maybe 5-6 games. But yeah, they finished last place.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think they do finish last. And the thing with the Raiders for me is that they have some pieces on offense. We talked about Genty. We talked about Jacoby Myers. We talked about Brock Bowers. You upgrade with Geno Smith at your quarterback. My thing is that defense going to be good? Because the reality is that you look at that division, the Chargers have a top defense. Denver has a top defense. Spagnuolo at times can have a really solid defense. The Raiders have always had really a bad defense.
Over there, their defense stinks this year.
Yeah, but they still got Max Crosby.
Yeah,
they still got Max Crosby. He's going to be wishing he a Raider pretty soon.
Right. All right. Well, now we wrap up the West preview, and next week we will go on the AFC North. So get ready, Robbie. We might bring you on. Talk about your Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
So, all right, moving on. Our last segment of the night is our top 10 pass catching group. So we decided to figure out if we look at all the skill positions, we're counting receivers, tight ends. Who has the best skill group in the NFL, starting for the first to the top 10? So we'll do this. I'll give you mine, and you guys say yes or no, and we'll debate it. Okay? All right. So mine first one is the Lions. You've got Amon-Ra St. Brown. You've got J-Mo. You've got Laporta. You've got Tesla. You've got Khalif Raymond. You've got Tim Patrick. And you've got, you've got a lot of skill at those positions. So I put them number one. What'd you say?
No, I'm going to go with top pass catchers. I'm going to go with probably Cincinnati. I mean, you got Jamar Chase. You got.
They don't have a tight end. That was. I thought about the Cincinnati, but
they got no
tight
fan.
But T. Higgins and
they got what's his name? Gisby or Gillespie, whatever the hell his name.
Oh, Gesicki.
Yeah.
I still think Laporta's better than both of them.
Unstoppable.
It's fair, but that's only two receivers. Who else do they have on their depth chart? Remember, we're talking about pass catchers in general.
I don't really think it matters because they're just unstoppable. Like really, they're unstoppable. I mean, while we have the talent, they got the numbers.
Okay, what'd you say, B? Who do you have? Number one.
I got Minnesota as number one. They got JJ, Addison, Cockinson. So I mean, they got, and then they got a couple of Naylor's another good receiver that nobody talks about on Minnesota. Mm-hmm. Got to watch him too. Yeah, he's a good receiver too. So I put them over Cincinnati because you could put them number one anyway because of Justin Jefferson. He's automatically one of the better receivers. I know Chase is probably maybe 1A, 1B with him, but Cincinnati doesn't have all the weapons on their team like Minnesota does. After Minnesota, that's when I would put the Lions.
Okay. I have Minnesota number two, just FYI. I put Laporta over Cockinson. That was my justification on there. But like I said, I'm looking at the whole plethora of receivers. Like I'm looking at Patrick also too, Khalif Raymond, like all those dudes, even Tesla. You add those on top of Amon-Ra St. Brown and J-Mo. But
in the grand scheme of things, we can have like Hawkinson doesn't have to be better than Sam Laporta, but think about this: they don't have the running backs we do. And when you look at it, though, our production of running back kind of helps out our passing game as well. But you look at somebody like Aaron Jones; he can catch out of the backfield as well.
Yeah,
No,
I get it.
We have nothing but pass catchers over there in Minnesota.
Okay, so I have Eagles number 3. Who's y'all's third?
That sounds right.
I mean, with Dallas Clark, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown. I mean,
what about Buffalo?
Oh, hell
no. Buffalo's not even on my list now. I mean, all they really have is Shakir.
Josh Allen.
Keon Coleman.
Josh Allen.
It's a throw. That's it.
What's their tight end's name? Dalton Kincaid.
But I mean, they're on the lower levels.
Yeah, Ty Johnson.
Okay.
Ty Johnson is a running back, though.
I mean, he catch out of the backfield. He sure killed us, man.
Yeah, I get it, but we're just kind of talking pass catch. Yeah. All right, so you guys, for the most part, Eagles agree at 3. Who do you guys have 4? Who's your 4th?
I was going to say the Lions probably at 3 or 4-ish.
I got. I want to say.
Off the top of your head?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, because I thought you were going with just regular pass catchers from 1 to 10, not a whole fucking unit. But anyway.
Oh, well, I mean, pass catchers. I mean, I'm not counting running backs because that's separate.
No, I'm talking about who was the top 10, like wide receivers and tight ends, not a team thing, more like an individual basis. But anyway, let's see. I'm trying to think here because there's a couple of. I want to put the Cowboys up there because they have.
I have the Cowboys at 10.
CeeDee Lamb,
Mm-hmm.
Pickens, and Ferguson
Mm-hmm.
as their main pass catchers. I can't really say anything. I mean, I don't really care. I'm not even thinking about running backs when I'm thinking about pass catchers. I'm not because
We're just keeping receivers and tight ends. So
what about the Buccaneers?
So the Bucks are my fourth.
Buccaneers.
Yeah, I mean
Evans, Godwin,
Akuba.
Yeah, but he's unproven rookie. Otten's a good tight end. He's decent. He's not way up there in tight ends. And I don't use unproven rookies either yet. So, I mean, they're decent. I just don't think they're better than. I don't think they're better than Dallas's starting three.
But you don't think the Bucks? Oh, you don't think the Bucks are better than the Dallas?
Yeah.
No, they got Pickens. They got CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb is. I mean, he's a better receiver than I know. Evans is consistent, which is good. But to me, he's a better receiver, pass catching receiver than Evans is. Evans is more of a consistent run out. He can catch some long balls once in a while, but he's usually your dependable receiver. CeeDee Lamb's like the go-getter. And Pickens, just watching him I know he's a temper tantrum waiting to happen, but at the same time, he's a very good receiver. And he was putting up yardage with bum-ass quarterbacks, put it that way. I mean, Russell Wilson was.
CeeDee Lamb's a good receiver. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. So I mean,
I need to see Pickens on Dallas before I really make any projections.
I'm just going by his past.
No, I get it.
I can't put Tampa Bay's rookie on there yet until I see what he does. I'm sure he will do fine, but until I see that, I can't say he's up there with.
But that's a really good third receiver. Oh, and actually, they have McMillan too. They have another guy, McMillan, who played well last year too. So he's like the fourth receiver on that. So, but I get it. I have Bengals 5 because we talked about T. Higgins, we talked about Chase. I'm not sure.
Real tight end.
Tight ends are kind of weak, and outside of Chase and Higgins, they really don't have anybody else that I can really think of top of my head that's decent. So it really relies on 2 guys.
Yeah, because the one guy that was their third receiver went to another team, didn't he?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was another. Yeah,
right.
Who's that?
Gesicki.
They got Gesicki and Noah Fant.
Yeah. All right, and then I got the Rams at 6 because of Puka, because of Devontae Adams. I like that Parkinson's guy they have. They have Higbee too. They have Tutu Atwell, and they got Withington, the other guy that actually played good last year. 7, I got the Ravens. You got Andrews, you got Likely, you've got Bateman, you've got Flowers,
Hopkins.
You got Hopkins. He's on there.
Yeah, I'm not putting the Ravens receiving core up there. First of all, Lamar Jackson he barely uses his receivers.
But the production's there when he does get the ball.
I think the thing that you're forgetting too, the one team you're forgetting about is the Chiefs. They have very awesome ass receivers when they're healthy. They got
I'm on the list.
All of them are fast.
That's true,
and that's all you need. I mean,
fair.
When they're all healthy, Patrick Mahomes is gonna have a field day because who's going to stop Xavier?
But here's my argument: I would take Zay Flowers over all the Chiefs receivers.
Oh hell no! You're putting too much. You're putting too much into Zay Flowers. He's okay.
I like Zay Flowers, man.
Zay Flowers does some dumb shit too sometimes. I don't like.
Oh, I mean, Worthy's just a gadget guy. Worthy's their best receiver. And he really has. He doesn't have he's like J-Mo when he came into the NFL. He doesn't really have a big.
He's not their best receiver. Rasheed Rice is still their best receiver.
We can stay out of trouble.
Yeah, when he can stay out of trouble. I mean, on-field issues. There's none I see in their receiving core, and of course they got Kelsey. So there you go.
Fair. All right, I got the Bears at 8. I mean. DJ Moore.
That's a pretty good one. Actually,
Luther
I probably would have
Burton.
put them a little bit, just a little higher.
Yeah. Roma Dunze, Cole Kmet, Loveland. They got a good solid pass catching group there.
Yeah, they got two. They got two draft picks though that I can't really count. That's a Loveland and the other receiver that they got too.
Burden.
Yeah, Luther. You got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Luther,
But either way, DJ
Yeah.
Moore and Roma Dunze and Cole Kmet, that's a pretty good tandem.
That's pretty good. Yeah, it's decent. It's all right.
Jacksonville. I have Jacksonville at 9. You've got Brian Thomas and you've got Travis Hunter. And
Who's the
I don't know.
tight end?
I don't know.
They don't have a tight end. They just gave him up. Ingram. I'm definitely not putting them up there. I wouldn't even put them in my top 10.
I will put Miami up there, bro.
Again, because Travis Hunter is unproven, so I can't put a rookie up in there.
That's fair.
Brian Thomas is great, but I can't. I can't say. And then they got no tight end, and then they got Sunshine throwing. So.
And then I have the Cowboys rounding up. So who you said Jay, you said the Dolphins?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know about that one because Tyreek Hill's really fallen off. Waddle's good.
Yeah.
He's all right.
But who's their tight end? I don't know who their tight end is.
Darren Waller.
Darren Waller. Yep.
Oh,
Darren
God.
No.
Guy came out of retirement. He needed money.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of another team that.
Robbie, you said the Dolphins at 4? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not putting that much special interest in the Dolphins that high.
Anybody I didn't name that you guys you would add to that list?
No, it's definitely not Washington. It's definitely not. I'm going through all the teams here. It's definitely not the Giants. Not Houston. Not Tennessee. Guys, nobody in the AFC South. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Nobody in the NFC.
I'm trying to think of the NFC South.
Besides the Bucks.
NFC South. Besides the Bucks, Atlanta, no. Carolina, no. New Orleans, hell no. I mean, all those teams are promised. They got promising receiver cores,
but they don't have a lot of like proven guys yet.
They're not complete. Yeah.
What about the Whackers? Where do the Whackers fall on your
I have to
list?
see how Golden does. I think they deserve to be up there, though.
I think the thing that makes their team is their 2 tight ends.
Yeah.
Other than that, Musgrave and Tyler Croft. Other than that,
I would even say Tyler Croft and Reed. I don't know about Musgrave. I mean, what did Musgrave really do this last year?
Well, he was hurt last year. So.
Craft.
Yeah, there you go.
but if you have both of them at the field at the same time, I mean, Musgrave played really well when he played. It was just that he got hurt. Yeah, because they don't really have a receiver that they go to.
They got like a bunch of number 2 receivers that they go to.
Yeah,
they on Golden to be that number 1 guy.
I think it's not Carolina. I just know. I think you got basically the best 10 teams right there.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. It took me a while to kind of think about it because, like I said, I just looked at the whole kind of group as much as I know the names of the people and kind of where their productions are. I mean, you're gonna have rookies in there because rookies just they're rookies.
That's like counting them on lists that they're the top 10 receivers in 2025. They ain't played down yet. You don't know that. You don't know that.
All right, real quick. Give me one top 10 passing top 10 passing group that isn't on the list right now that you think would be on the list at the end of the year. Give me a name.
Bengals for sure.
Well, Bengals already on there. I'm saying give me somebody who's not on the list.
That will be on there, right?
They're already on the list, so give me one that's not on the list. I would have
to say the aforementioned Broncos. They could be good.
Oh, man, that's kind of
They have a pretty decent tight end. They have a decent tight end.
Broncos, right? I mean, you guys are very high.
Mims has to pop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Sure.
think you guys are high on.
I mean, he
But
has
they
he
got
has
his
shown flashes of doing that, and Sutton's been
Sure.
pretty
Yeah,
reliable.
he's got a lot of speed. Yeah,
They got a
definitely.
pretty good tight end. I mean,
Okay.
the only other team I would think that would be close to that would be the Chargers, maybe. Because the Chargers now they got Keenan Allen. They don't have to, they won't have to focus on two of their number one picks.
they
All right.
get out of that ball.
Jay, what do you?
But they don't have a good tight end. They don't have a good tight. Oh, they got. Do they
The
still got
Disley.
Gerald Everett?
I think it's got Disley.
Oh, they got Disley. Yeah, that's right. They got
Yeah,
rid of
Disley.
Gerald Everett, and they got Disley. Disley's
Yeah.
okay. He's nothing right.
He was really good with the Seattle until he blew his knee out.
I'm not.
Jay, what you got?
Said Denver. You
said
guys
Denver?
are high on Denver, yeah. Think about
All right.
it. It's pretty high on Denver now. Bo Nix, coach.
All right.
What's his name? Sean Payton. Why not, right?
All right. I'm gonna give one, but it's only if that guy signs a contract. Hint, hint. I'm gonna say the Commanders. If you get Terry McLaurin, you get Debo Samuel, you get De'Ami Brown, and you get Zach Ertz. That's a pretty good tandem right there.
Nah, I still couldn't put that one on there because first of all, Debo is one sack of White Castle short of being 350 pounds, and Terry McLaurin, he just needs to sign a contract and quit benching because his ass is 30 years old. You need to get back on the field, bro, and stop playing games because you ain't gonna get a contract that's gonna be up there with Sutton's, with all these young guys out there. It ain't happening, bro. Just take your ass back to the Chargers, get you a contract that's going to keep you there for the Commanders.
His production says he deserves the money because, I mean, he's been pretty solid.
But he don't deserve.
He's 30.
He's 30 years old. That's like Hendrickson getting paid.
How was DK Metcalf when he got
money.
his deal? DK is almost 30 himself, right?
Yeah, well, Pittsburgh is just desperate right at this point, right, Robbie? Anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, they traded Pickett. They traded Pickens.
That's true.
So,
that's what they call Pittsburgh. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that wraps up our top 10 pass catching receivers. We'll come up with another one. This is like fun. I like the debates and talk about this stuff. But now we are getting close to wrapping up the show. Okay, 27.
Nah, 20.
That's an old 27.
That's still not 30.
I guess. Yeah. All right. So now, Mr. B, what you mad about? Let's hear it.
I'm mad about these damn players, just like we were talking about. Man, play your damn contract out. Shut up. Like Hendrickson and Terry McLaurin, you guys are 30, 31 apiece, right? You want all this money. You want all this money for what? You're not going to get TJ Watt money. You're not going to get Myles Garrett money, Hendrickson. You're definitely not going to get Aiden Hutchinson money because his contract is coming up next. You're not going to get that kind of money. You're 31 years old, dude. 31. I know you put up 217 and a half sack years, but age is undefeated. Growing old is undefeated. You are going to, degenerate some time in your career. And that's what Cincinnati is thinking about when you say, I want all this damn money. They're like, dude, you're 31. You can have a little bit more than you got, but you're not getting paid top dollar. Nope, ain't happening. And he wants top dollar. Ain't nobody going to give you top dollar, man. And Terry McLaurin need to take his old 30-year-old butt back to the Commanders, too, and ask them to give him partial raise because he ain't going to – he can put up the numbers. Like I said, numbers matter, but when your age it matters more, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Your age matters more. Like I said, time is undefeated. It will get you sooner or later. And that's what you have to go. And being a business that the NFL is and these teams are, you have to look at that. I mean, you don't see too many 70-year-olds still working, do you? So I mean, regular folk. So in sports, that's 70 years old right there. You're getting into your 70s, your 60s when you're in football talk at 31. So I mean, I don't understand. Just sign your contracts. This is starting to become more of an entertainment cap per capita than anything else, and that's the reason why this sport is kind of failing in front of our eyes, is because everybody's out there trying to get a payday instead of playing the game. Play the game. Don't tell me, oh, I had a love of the game when I was in Pee Wee football or this. Man, no, you didn't. Well, as soon as you saw them dollar signs, you weren't thinking about that. I mean, it's cool. That's fine. But if you're going to play for the money, play for the money. If you don't tell me you playing for the love of the game. Fuck out of here. Anyway.
All right. Jay, what do you think? What do you think, man?
Nah, I mean, I get it. I get it because they're not going to give you money based off of what you've done. It's what you're going to do. So at 30, 31 years old, they give you this big, massive extension. They're going to look at you and be like, at 34, what are you going to do and what you're going to bring to us as a 34-year-old? We're sitting here paying you top dollar. You can pay that to Michael Parsons or to, what's his name, Max Crosby, Aiden Hutchinson, because we know that you guys can still be effective when you're 28, 29 years old, But Father Time is undefeated, like he said. Father Time is undefeated. Are you going to go out here and be that same 16.5 sack guy that you were last year? Probably not. You got other people coming up. You get Aiden Hutchinson coming back. A lot of defensive players are going to come in more healthier and better. I mean, just play the game. You know how it is. It's a business, and you knew that from Jump Street that it was a business. So it's like, play the game. Or just fucking leave. You know what? I'm not even going to say leave because as an athlete, I would never say give up.
You can't leave. It's not. You're under contract.
Just play the game and play your contract, dude. In about 3 to 4 years, you're going to be out of the league anyway. Why do you want a massive extension?
Yeah. Let me throw a hypothetical to y'all because when I hear this is what I think. Like, imagine you working in a business and you've been there a long time, right? But you've been highly productive and you've made a lot of money for your company, a lot, okay? And they come in and say, you know what? We're not going to give you what you're worth because you're old. That's basically what we're saying. Is because of your age, your production doesn't matter. Like we're not going to pay your worth because you're old. Like the way I look at it in sports, it should be all about production, and you talk about value. I would argue that Trey Hendricks, Micah Parsons, and Terry McLaurin mean more to their team than people give them credit for. Because you take all three of those guys out of this team and they don't play a snap this whole year, they're going to struggle on that side of the ball. Like Washington's not going to be as good without Terry McLaurin. Jaden Daniels is going to struggle without Terry McLaurin. Cincinnati's defense is already ass. They're going to be even worse without Trey Hendricks. And Dallas's defense is going to be bad without Micah Parsons. So I get what you're saying about the age factor. It is a fair argument. However, these players have played out their contracts. And they deserve to get paid with some of the best players.
Hendrickson hasn't played out his contract. That's why I didn't include Micah in there, because Micah's the younger guy anyway. There's a reason for it.
Right. Micah's the anomaly in the aspect because the other two guys are 30.
Hendrickson still has a year left on his contract, and so does.
Well, he outplayed his contract. That's what I meant to say. He's outplayed his contract. He deserves to get paid top dollar.
You're going to get top dollar.
The center of that.
See, first of all, you're comparing. This is football business, not regular person business. So if somebody doesn't get paid, or somebody does production for a company for that long a period of time, and the company says, "Well, we're just not going to," they ultimately do pay you. It's called a pension. So you get.
Well, not everybody gets pensions. Not everybody gets pensions.
I know everybody don't get pensions, but hey, that's the way it works. Put some money away anyway. But that real life work jobs are different than NFL jobs. Okay, age is a matter that happens in the NFL because we all see where drop-offs happen at. The quarterbacks are usually about 35 to 38. Mostly everybody else, running backs are probably the most if you get past a certain age, like maybe 28, 29, 30, somewhere around there, that's when they drop off. It's just history and analytics that show those kind of things. Like I said, Father Time is undefeated. You can't beat that. You're a human being. At the end of the day, you might have put up all kinds of points, but what happens if they sign you to that much and you don't produce? And
that's the risk of anything. Anytime you get somebody a big contract.
Jerry Jones, that's what they got to look at. That's called a business. And Jerry Jones is being dumb when he says, "Oh, well, why would I pay you if you're going to be injured 6 days?" That's a whole different case. It has nothing to do with production. It has to do with the fact that you're just assuming he's going to be hurt. And that's not cool. You can't assume that your player is going to be hurt and then say, "I'm not going to pay you because I assume you're going to be hurt for 6 games." Fuck out of here. That's dumb. But if you were talking about a person's age, even at the production, and Hendrickson does deserve I'm not saying he don't. He deserves to get paid, but he does not deserve to get paid more than TJ Watt. He does not deserve to get paid more than Myles Garrett. He doesn't. He's supposed to be up there. First of all, his contract was screwed from the front street.
But that's not his fault.
That's his agent's fault. So he should be firing his agent because his agent should have got him more money. Because when he came from New Orleans to Cincinnati, that's when he should have got payday right there. And then we wouldn't even be having this discussion because he would have been up top tier. And
maybe he did at the time. The market just shifted to a more of an expensive thing. Like we never saw players making $40 million for a non-quarterback. Like, let's be honest. But that's the way things are going,
Regardless of that whole situation. I mean, if you go by market value, yes, he deserves to be up on the top there. But at the same time, the dude is 31, and you only got like maybe 2 or 3 more years left in your life of football, basically. And it's a risk that you're going to have to take. But I mean, he needs to get paid. I think he needs to get a better contract, a way better contract than he has now. But still not Myles Garrett or TJ Watt.
I heard everything y'all said, by the way.
I think honestly, like with Trey Hendricks' situation, it's been reported that he only wanted a 2-year extension, but the thing is he wanted 2 years guaranteed. He wanted more guaranteed dollars. That's the thing, and they were only going to give him 1 year guaranteed. So, voice of reason. But I get what you're saying, B. I guess for me, like, he's been underpaid for a long time. And so, whether or not his agent messed up or whatever, that was the market at the time for pass rushing in, I don't know. The thing is that he's been highly productive. And honestly, another thing, too, I think that, you guys talk about the age factor. I think if he's durable and he hasn't really had any serious injuries, that has to go in factor too. Because a lot of times people use Father Time as a reason why, because they've been injury prone. Hendricks has not been injury prone. He's been very durable for the Cincinnati Bengals. So what's to say that he don't play these next 2 years out and ball out? Like what that could happen.
At least 1 year.
No.
Because that's his contract is over in a year.
Yeah,
so.
But that's all I'm saying is I think a lot of angst that people have towards these big ass contracts is because if this person's been injury prone or has had injury issues, then yes, it makes sense that you kind of pause on it. It's kind of what Jerry Jones said, what he said about Micah Parsons, like, oh, we regretted paying Dak because we gave him a huge ass contract. Then he got hurt. He was out for the whole year.
Yeah, that's dumb.
So that's all I'm saying is that, like, if Hendricks has been durable his whole career and hasn't sat any games out, pay the guy what he wants, man. And you need him on your defense.
And I'm not saying that the owners of these teams are any better because they're the ones giving out all these damn contracts like that. Like,
and they talk their mouths
candy.
too. I hate that. They need to shut up.
And giving all this money out like it's candy, but yet you're going to pick and choose who you give the candy to.
Exactly,
dude. This is becoming a mockery of this whole sport. I bring back the 90s. I'm sorry. I know I'm being OG, get off my lawn guy, but you know what? This NFL we have now is just fucking ridiculous. It is.
It's just too much entitlement. There's no doubt about that. It's
right.
Right.
Yeah, Shamar Stewart.
Yeah, but
'Cause he
he's not
got
going to be Trey
signed.
Hendricks, that's for sure. But anyways, good segment, B. I think that's been a thorn in everybody's side because you have the old generation, the new generation, and they clash because the older generation's like, just play your contract out and shut up, and then you get paid. And the newer generation's like, I balled out this year, I want more money because this motherfucker over here is making more than I'm making. It's an entitlement generation, so you see the clashes on both. So we'll see what happens. Trey's still not practicing, Micah's not practicing, Terry's not practicing. Two of them already demanded trades. Trey at some point is probably going to demand a trade too, which is funny because the Bengals actually gave him permission to seek a trade if he wanted to. So anyways, all right, fellas. Well, the show is wrapping up. Any final thoughts before we let the people go?
Nope. Let's go Lions.
So
Yeah.
hope everybody enjoyed.
Yes. Please like and subscribe to our show, One Ass Cheek and Three Toes on YouTube. Leave us comments, leave us suggestions. We love feedback. This is going to be our new slot.
Enjoy a locker talk.
I don't know what you mean by that, but either way. But thank you very much for all the people that chimed in today. Steve-O, Robbie, always Brent. Did I miss anybody else? Hostages. But yeah, this will be our new time slot, Tuesday, 7 p.m. 8 p.m.
Central.
Eastern time.
7 Central.
Yeah, it's 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern time. We're different time zones, y'all. But yeah, next show we'll have some more content to talk about. We'll be previewing the AFC North. So Robbie, we'd love to have you on to defend your Pittsburgh Steelers.
And maybe I'll get Ryan to come on too.
Yeah.
In Baltimore.
But yeah, it's been a great show, fellas. As always, fuck the Bears, fuck the Packers, fuck the Vikings. It's the One Ass Cheek, Three Toes signing off. Have a blessed evening. We'll see y'all next week on Tuesday.
Peace out.